All right, we are back. Hopefully we've resolved those audio issues.
Let us know.
We think we have on our end, but if you've got any issues still on your end, let us know in the chat. But we are back. Austin Westlake did score a touchdown, so it's 21-14, 10:06 to play in the second quarter, and Southlake Carroll has the ball. They just took a timeout, and this game is it's just continuing to heat up. I mean, the competition is really tough here. These two teams are great, but it's looking like a really good game thus far.
Yeah, it sure is. It looks like that this is leading up. Oh, it sounds good. Sorry, I just got to work on my end. Sounds good. Thank you to producer Josh.
Thank you, producer Josh.
Hard,
killing
behind the scenes. But yeah, it's so far just over a quarter in. This has lived up to the hype.
Yes.
Turboff, what do you think?
Yeah, that last touchdown by Westlake, it kind of proves how good Klubnik is. It's like we're talking about. We were just talking about how Ewer's throw are so effortless. How they look like that. Obviously, they're not. But Klubnik, it's the other way. It's like you can tell this guy's really, really trying hard. I don't know if they got
that. They didn't get that. It didn't look like. Looks like Westlake's going to get a huge third down stop.
Let's see where they mark it. Yeah,
they're marking him short.
I don't even think they're going to bring the chains out.
Wow. So a handoff, a run here on a 3rd and short, and I think that's a good spot.
Yeah, that might have even been a generous spot.
I think that might have even been a generous spot. I don't even know if the ball got there. So right now the ball, they've actually moved it up a little bit, right on the Southlake 35-yard line.
They got to bring the chains out, right?
Yep.
I would think so.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, and I think also what
Nicholas
Todd Dodge
found the stream.
I think what Todd Dodge is maybe referring to is that ball is even further than the initial spot. So when the officials came together, they obviously felt like maybe the ball was spotted just a little short, and so I think they're actually going to review the spot.
Yeah, here's the joy of state championship games.
Yeah. I always find these reviews to be, especially with a play like this, right? He's running into a big mass of people. What do you ever usually gain from this? Not much.
No.
Usually it ends up being that the ball gets placed exactly where it already was.
He's not even close.
Because you need indisputable video evidence. That's the magic word.
But when I look at this, man, I don't see anything that shows that ball up there on the 35-yard line where they had it.
He's down right when he hits 34.
Yeah,
I'm okay with
see
running backs leaving their feet, but mostly like to go in the end zone. I don't know if I like running backs.
I don't think it helped at all.
No.
I think if he had gone
where he jumped to was almost too far behind. Like, I think you need to be...
Well, and here's the thing.
But that's so hard to tell as a running back because it's such a bang-bang
Well, and here's the thing. When you leave your feet, you lose all of your leverage. You lose all of your shift, ability to shift and move until you hit the ground again. So when you jump up in the air, you've got to land, and then once you've landed, then you can move your feet and shift. And right there, as soon as he landed, he got popped. And he had no ability to break that tackle. Whereas maybe if he, instead of jumping, he pushes into that hole, he can then use the leverage going forward and just extend the ball. He doesn't need to gain 5 yards on that play. He needs to gain
he's such
2.5.
He's such a power runner too.
Yes.
Who is that number 2?
I think that's Allen.
Yeah, Owen Allen.
Owen Allen,
the sophomore, big sophomore.
Yeah, runs hard, very downhill type runner.
Yeah.
Let's see. Eddie asks. Yeah, does either coach feel comfortable with the 3-score advantage?
Absolutely not. I don't. Well,
no. I think.
I'll say this.
I think Todd dodges. I think Westlake could come back.
So I want to say on both sides, right? So yes, I think they feel comfortable because a lead in this game seems like it's hard to come by.
Yeah.
But I also feel like with both of these teams, you have to respect what they do on offense so well that. Austin Westlake's up by 7 right now, but I got a question. You've got great running backs, quarterbacks on the other side. They could tie it up just like that.
Maybe this is a dumb question, but I haven't really watched.
No question's a dumb question, Scott.
Well, we'll see at the end of this one.
Okay.
At the end, just saying. Because I've seen Southlake, Quinn Ewers. We know that offense is explosive. Is Austin Westlake offense really that explosive?
I think they've
I'm asking because it seems like their defense really kept them in the game against North Shore. That's the only time I've seen them play. And even then, I was playing golf that morning, so I didn't turn on the game until the second half. And they did not get a first down until that last drive when they had the game-winning drive. So that's why I'm asking, is their offense really that explosive?
Well, I'll say this before I go to Will, who's obviously watched both of these teams. He can speak to this better than I can. I'll say this, from just watching this evening, yes.
Yeah, so far
they've had several explosive runs. They absolutely. And we're getting the word here from the review. And they're going to move the ball back to the 34-yard line.
Wow.
So they did actually, after the review, move the ball a full yard back from where it was originally spotted. So obviously that works, great in Westlake's favor. And Carroll's got a tough situation here. I'm not going for this.
No, I don't think.
What do you think? Can I call you Turbo?
Yeah.
You like
Turbo?
Yeah, of course.
Little Turbo?
We're doing Turbo.
Turbo, what you got?
Yeah, what we were talking about is the Westlake offense explosive. I don't care who you are or who you're playing. If you're putting up 50, 60, 73 points in a game. You got to have
some sort of explosion.
Yeah.
Well, they are going to go for it. Huge fourth down here. Well, maybe they're just trying to draw them off. They are taking.
They do this a lot where they do
and then they'll
clap.
just take a timeout maybe,
and you work on that on practice.
Exactly.
If you're the D-line coach for Westlake, you work on those timing drills. If not, then you're running sprints. Let's put it that way.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. They are going to
run
snap the ball, and they're going to go at their man deep, and he makes the catch. What a catch!
What a snag!
A great catch. That's number 13. That's RJ Maryland. A great catch.
RJ Maryland's a good name,
I didn't think they were going to snap the ball. I mean, Riley Dodge is sitting there about to call a timeout.
And he throws it right into coverage.
Great coverage. That's number 3 for Westlake. That is Lucas
Myrer, I think.
Myrer. Another great name. Great names in this game.
Yeah.
But great coverage.
RJ Maryland, he is getting interest from a lot of schools: LSU, Miami, OU, SMU, TCU, Texas A&M. Forecast says he'll go to Texas.
Well,
he's a junior.
I'll tell you what, he's a tight end, but he's that new age tight end. He's tall, he's lean. He can.
I say 6'4", 215. You put some muscle on him.
He can
very
run.
Much could be like a Jimmy Graham.
Exactly. He can run and pass catch.
Yeah, you guys are talking about tight end maybe going to Texas, and you saw Jatavian Sanders last night.
Oh. Dude, what a guy.
Yeah,
is that guy actually going to play wide receiver at Texas?
Know.
We don't know. Well, is he playing DN?
To me, he's a really big guy. To me, it seems like too big of a guy. You typically don't see guys that big playing wide receiver. But like I said, once he gets to the next level, the coaches are going to look at him, and if they think, "Oh my gosh, we need to use a guy," when you're playing college football, and especially you get more in, to the higher levels, college, pro, you're going to put guys on the field wherever you think they can, do the best for the team. So, obviously that guy is a serious athlete, and he showed that last night. Definition of an
athlete.
Absolutely.
He can punt too.
He did, and he punted last night. Yeah. So, I mean, they use him. I would expect, it's for when he goes to Texas, I expect them to use him, in a variety of ways.
Well, we'll see what Sark can do, man. If you saw, you watch Alabama all year because they're Alabama, but watching them in the national championship game, the way that he was able to get Devontae Smith open, because Ohio State had the key on him, especially after winning the Heisman, and he was still able to get Devontae Smith open.
Right.
It was incredible.
And he had stats in a full game that would still be crazy in a half a game.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Just absolutely nuts.
We got a question here real quick. Eddie's coming in hot with the questions. He asked, game on the line, who you want, Ewers or Klubnik?
You've watched. We're gonna save your answer for last because you've watched the most.
I'll start off because I
have to think actually.
Yeah, look, I'd like to say both because deep pass
to the end zone.
What another great catch! Oh my! You were the boy. Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness!
I smell an offensive MVP for Brady Boyd. If they win this game,
Brady Boyd.
And that throw might kind of answer Rusty's question on there about how Quinn's been playing so far.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible.
Off the back foot.
That's an amazing throw, but catch
throws him to the outside, throws him open to where hopefully only his guys can be able to get it, and then Boyd just does a great job of adjusting, like you said, coming back to the ball. Just like that, the game's tied. 6:44 to play until halftime. It's a 21-all game.
I think because watching Cedar Park last night and Ryder Hernandez, a lot of people, including us, were like, "Why isn't Ryder Hernandez getting more offers?"
Mm-hmm.
Why isn't he getting more offers? He was making a lot of like off back foot throws like that. That shows why Quinn Ewers is the number one player, in my opinion. Making a throw off the back foot, putting it in the right place where Brady can go up and make a play.
Right.
That's the difference right there.
Well, and to answer the earlier question that we had from Eddie, I'm going to say it's going to be Klubnik for me. I'm going to say that thus far in this game, he's shown that kind of element that you want in a quarterback, that when things go wrong, he doesn't panic and he just searches for an option.
Yeah.
He gets out of the pocket. If he needs to run it, he's going to run it. If he needs to throw it, he's going to throw it. I thus far from what I've seen in this game, to me, I want him late in the game because I think that he can really be that guy in that big moment. He certainly hasn't shied away from the moment.
I mean, the thing about Klubnik in the state semifinal game, he's going up against the big bad boys of North Shore.
Right.
2-time state champs.
I think I know which play you're about to talk about.
Well,
too.
yeah, I mean his fourth down when the defense of North Shore was just like, come at us, we got this, and he goes, nah, I got this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the team on my back. And I mean, even leading up to that fourth down, he had a huge 40-yard pass to get them down the field.
Yeah.
So when that offense was struggling in the second half, he said it don't matter.
Right.
So Klubnik getting to this point, probably I would take him, but I mean, both young guys, both really talented. Turbo, what you think, man?
Yeah.
Who you taking? The time to think is over.
I'm going to say Klubnik. just because when you see the weapons that each guy has,
Right.
Ewers has Sampson, he has RJ Maryland, he has Boyd, but Klubnik doesn't have all of those weapons. Jaden Greathouse is really great, and he's got a few other guys that he can pass to his running backs too. But we were saying earlier that he can just make something out of nothing.
Right.
And we saw it in the North Shore game, and we've seen it all year, and we've seen it in this game.
Right.
So game on the line, I'm taking Klubnik. But give it a year. Quinn Ewers puts on 10, 15 pounds. If he can run, he's...
Maybe you're changing the answer then.
Man.
Well, but also give it another year, and maybe Klubnik's come back, and he's got a whole other different, style of play put into his arsenal. You never know. Both of these guys very talented. Love to watch them in this game, and already, like we said, game's kind of turning into a shootout a little bit.
Yeah, Rusty Rage is on here, the Talking Rangers podcast. He said, for any Texas fan, Ewers is probably not decommitting from Ohio State to recommit to Texas. The Sark effect is very overrated. TBD on the Sark effect. I mean, he literally got announced this week. So we'll see how that impacts recruiting.
Yeah, I've heard a few Texas fans say that Jalen Milroe is going to decommit from Alabama now that Sark is.
I don't know.
He was originally committed to Texas.
He was. I'm a believer in until anybody signs on the dotted line, they can do whatever.
I'll say this just for my 2 cents. I think Sark is. I mean, sure, he's a new head coach. Man, I think that him poaching Jeff Banks from Alabama, special teams coach at Alabama. He was a special teams coach at A&M before that, and he is a big name recruiter in the state of Texas. So him coming back to the state of Texas, I think that matters a lot. I mean, he is a big time recruiter and has been had a lot of relationships throughout the state of Texas. So that's a big get for Texas, stealing him away from Alabama.
Has there been any recruiting miscue like Tom Herman had, losing Milroe and Quinn Ewers? Has that ever happened where you just lose 2 studs like that? Because I can't think of it.
As the A&M fan, I would say yes, we had both of our quarterbacks transfer away. So not recruits, but transfers. Yeah, absolutely. Austin Westlake running the ball into the middle of that Carroll defense, gaining just a couple of yards.
Yeah, they showed a graphic a few minutes ago about Brady Boyd. He already has 132 yards and 2 touchdowns. Very Devonta Smith-like of him.
Yeah, to your point about recruiting botching, I can't think of anything that comes off the top of my head. But recruiting is so fluid, though. I mean, guys flip and flop. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's necessarily a botched job by Tom Herman. One thing that the Sean McDowell and James Williams, who were on the streams both afternoons for 5A and earlier today and this afternoon.
Absolutely.
They were saying how there really is the assistant coaches that do most of the recruiting, and then you bring in the head coach to be the closer for the big guy.
He seals the deal. He's the guy on the poster.
Yeah, he's like the Harvey Specter if you watch Suits. He comes in, he's the closer.
Right.
So yeah,
but to your point,
all the Suits fans out there.
Jalen Milroe was scouted by by Sark a whole lot, and still.
So but you're at the end of
that's
what a
big
block.
And then
two huge
pads are
hits.
popping. Pads are popping. Let's go.
I love it. When there is a flag,
Obviously,
and
there's
I
a flag.
wonder if that flag's going to be
It's probably going to be that
the pullback block.
Yeah, pullback block.
Yeah, that's because
it just seemed like he hit him too hard. That's probably calling the foul. He just hit him too hard. If you hit somebody too hard, now they call a flag.
Blindside block. And honestly, that block did not seem like a blindside block to me.
That's
a big hit there. I'd love to see.
Ooh, let's go! I love it.
I'd love to see the block again because it doesn't.
Here it is.
Yeah,
it wasn't completely blindside.
No. Yeah, that's rough.
Let the boys play.
I don't know what you want to do in that situation though. Like, what do you want the offensive lineman to do in that situation? Let him tackle your guy? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what the solution there is.
Yeah, Taff is a real traditional player too. That was who they called on that. Anytime there's a big targeting call in a college or pro game, he's always tweeting, "Man, you never let guys hit anymore." So, not surprised to see that it was him.
All right, let's see how Westlake can do here. Good ball there by Klubnik.
Gets to the running back out of the backfield. Oh, what a great run after the catch.
Get all those yards back.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 1st and 25, and they get all the way down to, I think it's going to be 2nd and 11 or so.
I mean, that's the most ideal scenario. After a big penalty like that, just get all those yards back. All right, now we're 10.
Get what you can back, and now you're on second and 10-ish. It's just like you threw an incomplete pass on 1st down. I mean, you can just kind of reset. Try and get back on schedule, trying to get into a 3rd and manageable, try and, not let this drive get out of your hands.
I think 52 might have dislocated his shoulder right there. Because you see him, like, as soon as he got up, you could see his arm was kind of flopping around a little bit. Tough. I mean, they probably just popped it back in. He said, "Coach, I'm ready to play."
Oh,
it's state championship. Put me back in, Coach.
Yeah. Well, and after a long season, and this season longer than any other, I mean, having to deal with all the COVID protocol and everything that went along with that,
Even the season starting later,
absolutely.
Games pushed back. I mean, look, they were supposed to play Westlake to start the season. That game didn't happen, as we touched on earlier. So, long season. Like I said yesterday, spin zone, shortest off season.
True.
Let's go.
True.
Yeah.
Shortest off season.
Pumped. Super pumped. It's a big topic of conversation is Quinn Ewers. It's going to be good over the summertime until really National Signing Day if he sticks with OSU or what he's going to do. But, don't sleep on Klubnik. I mean, I don't know where his interests lies or whatnot, but I bet you he's going to be invited to a lot of QB camps this summer. And
he's going
we'll
deep here.
Happens.
Got a man open. Breaks a tackle.
There you go.
Man,
great job.
Tough.
Man, he was wide open on that.
Yeah, that was a great job.
Well,
and too, you like to see on the Carroll side, you can feel good. He got open, and there's a flag down. I wonder if so it's back near the quarterback. I wonder if that might be a holding. It is going to come back. Oh, it's in
man, what a great play. It's coming all the way back.
Oh, that is rough.
Yeah.
Frustrating. Westlake had an ineligible receiver downfield, probably an offensive lineman just released a little too far. Yep. Big old 79 there out in no man's land.
Yeah, he was way out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
man, he's just blocking hard, though. He's just blocking hard.
Yeah,
he's blocking hard. Friendly reminder, we cannot show the game because of UIL and Fox Sports Southwest rules. We don't want to get in trouble, so we cannot show the game. But as somebody pointed out earlier, we're a little bit delayed, so you can watch the game and then hear our commentary along with it as Klubnik.
Oh, why did he stop there?
I thought he was going to break it open to the sideline.
Yeah, he tried to cut. The blitz came, and so he stepped up and decided to run with it. And I feel like if he just runs straight, he probably gains 7-8 yards. But, I mean, there he decided to try and cut inside and
what a huge
got
stop.
Caught. Yeah, that's a big tackle. Big 3rd down.
Yours is looking good, Kipton. Yours is looking good. Klubnik's looking good. Both teams on the offensive side of the ball are looking good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you were asking about where Klubnik may go, and I've tried to get an answer out of him. Nothing
Klubnik
so
going
far.
deep, got a man open, caught, down at the 4.
Nice.
That's where he's going, Will.
to the end zone. Oh my goodness.
Let's go.
That's number 9, Jaden Greathouse. Greathouse. What a name.
That is a
Greathouse. What a name. And he's a
kind of like
big guy, 6 foot.
It's kind of like in Game of Thrones.
Pounds.
You know how they used to be House Baratheon or whatnot? I bet you his surname was like, we're just great. So we're Great House now. Sup.
All of a sudden,
like them
3
apples?
minutes to play in the half. Westlake converting a big third down.
Yeah.
All the way to the 4-yard line.
Touchdown earlier. I think we've got another one right
that's
here.
holding, and it wasn't called. And there's a touchdown.
Bro,
Turboff 2 for 2.
Are you sure you're not
sure?
ahead here?
My hands.
Come on.
I have not touched Twitter in 30 minutes.
2 for 2. That one's Keaton Kubeka? Maybe it's how you. Oh, but another flag.
It could be that holding that we saw on the defense.
Could be the holding on the defense. It was pretty blatant.
So I'm
defensive
still 1 for
holding
1.
looked like. An eligible receiver downfield.
You know, that's one of the problems with RPOs, man.
And that's what
exactly
Coach
that
Williams
was.
told us earlier.
Yeah.
And Coach McDowell had certainly had a different opinion on that. Being the offensive man in the room.
You can tell who the offensive guy is instead of the defense.
But look, we haven't seen a replay here. On that first one, definitely was a man downfield. That was an ineligible receiver situation. They haven't showed the replay here on this one yet.
Definitely a missed holding on the defense.
But definitely a missed holding on defense. I mean, yeah, they had the slot receiver get held at about the 2-yard line and just grabbed all over the jersey. Here's the handoff and just gains 1 yard.
Look, if you just hold him to a field goal right now, that's a win.
That's a huge win.
Well, you know what's funny though? That penalty, if Westlake can score, would actually benefit them because now it's taking more time off the clock.
And Westlake gets the ball that's absolutely correct.
To start the third
and
quarter.
they get the ball to start after half. That's true. So, Westlake in the fully in the driver's seat right now. Second down and goal from the 9-yard line, 2:15-ish to play in the half.
That's big boy. I'm on the move right there.
There's going to be a timeout taken by Southlake Carroll. 2:09 to play, 21 all. This is exciting.
The dodgeball was delivering.
It's a great game.
Yes.
Fantastic game thus far.
Can we say finally?
Finally
got a good game.
Finally a great game.
I love it.
Man, to all you 73 people watching along, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button here.
What do y'all think of the game so far? Let us know in the chat section.
Let us know. And if you have any questions or comments, certainly if you have anything that you'd like us to discuss at halftime, throw that in as it's almost halftime.
Also, big shout to Southlake making it in the semifinal against not Duncanville with Riley Dodge not coaching. He was out.
Yeah, he was out. And I think they had like a 7% chance. I think it was Texas Football Life. They said that Carroll had a 7% chance, even before Riley was out, to even win that game.
Goodness gracious. I mean, that just proves how we were talking about the underdog. It's better than the NFL playoff game. Nick? Yep. What's up?
Bills Ravens 3-0 in the middle of the second.
Who?
Bills are up 3-0.
Okay, 3-0. Okay.
Bills Mafia. Watch out.
Second down and goal here from the 8-yard line. Westlake going to bring a man in motion. Klubnik rolls to his right
there.
Had his man open.
It wasn't going to be a touchdown anyways.
No, it wasn't. He was going to be down at about the 1, but he had him open. I mean, it certainly would have made it easier.
All right, Will Stradamus, what do we got on this third down
What we
here?
got? Come on.
I'd like
Will Stradamus. I like that.
I love that.
I'm going to say they're going to give it to Miners or Knack for whoever's out there. What are they at the 6-yard line now?
I think they're still. Well, they didn't gain anything, so still at the 8.
Still at the 8. They're going to pass it right here, and it's going to go for a touchdown.
Right. Can't tell.
So you're calling it. You're calling touchdown.
I'll tell you
back
what.
to Greathouse, that last touchdown that they got, it's going to be very similar.
Oh, well, a timeout here by Westlake.
I think.
Yikes.
Well, he heard you. That wasn't the play, and he heard you. He's like,
I've got to run that
I
play.
got to call that play. There you
Looked
go.
like there was a mismatch there for Westlake on the bottom of the screen with the Great House in the corner, but what do I know?
Apparently, not
just
what
watched the
Todd
game.
Dodge knows.
We just watched the game with fans. Like that's the point of the stream. We're watching the game like we would by ourselves in the living room with buddies, and so hopefully you're enjoying this same experience.
Yeah.
69 of you at the moment.
Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it.
71. Man, this is awesome. Hopefully you're all having a good time. We're having a good time again. Scott, David, I'm just going to call you Turbo.
Turbo.
That's
Turbo.
good.
Will Turboff.
Will Turboff.
VYPEU Ambassador Will
VYPEU
Turboff.
Ambassador.
And hey, you know what? While we're at it, go to VYPE.com, search for VYPEU or even Will's name. He's got some great content up.
Phenomenal.
On VYPE.com, along with all of our other VYPEU ambassadors. We got Tommy Yarish, VYPEU ambassador, covering the game, along with Steven Peters in Arlington right now.
Who'll probably call in at halftime.
Absolutely.
We need to text him, but yeah, we
Get a hold of Steven Peters, get his feel on what's going on with the game. You can follow them at VYPEDFW and at VYPEATX on Twitter as they're covering the game.
Yep.
Yeah, we hope to have on the VYPE podcast this week, we hope to have a player from the winning team, either Jaden Greathouse or maybe even Quinn Ewers.
And that would be great. That would be awesome. You can check out the VYPEU podcast on VYPE.com or here on the VYPE YouTube page. There's a big third down. Third down from the 8-yard line. Throw. Almost intercepted.
They're going to call pass interference there.
And pass interference. And like you said, Josh, again, more time coming off the clock. Westlake really bleeding the clock down here late.
So they're going to get a first and goal at the it'll be halfway there.
Right.
So it'll be at the
about
4.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rusty, for the sub and the like.
Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
y'all.
I think that was pretty clear.
I love to see a replay, though. Check the tape. Cut the check. I don't know.
So here we're getting a replay.
See, 14 was wide open right there. But
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah,
definitely ticky-tack. There's been some worse
ticky-tack.
non-calls.
There's been some worse, definitely ticky.
That defensive holding earlier.
He did get his hand on him. He did maybe turn him just a touch, but yeah, this deep in the end. Whoa!
Wow. What a stop there by Carroll.
Hold on. Yo-yoed. Got all the way down to the goal line and then whipped back to the 3-yard line.
what was that?
My goodness.
Sink.
That's a heck of a tackle.
But then again, it just keeps on taking off
absolutely.
that time.
You're correct. So
What if you're
Westlake now
Southlake, though?
1.
You can score like in 30 seconds, like the old Baylor teams. They can just score like that.
Yep.
Yeah, when you've got Ewers and Boyd, it takes one play.
But they do now only have one timeout. So second down here from the 1-yard line for Westlake.
And
it'll be a keep by Klubnik, and he's there. Touchdown. Westlake back on top. 27-21.
With a win here, does Cade Klubnik put himself in that conversation with Nick Foles and Drew Brees and Sam Ehlinger as one of the greatest Westlake quarterbacks ever?
Absolutely. I mean, when you win, look, those
If you win a state championship, you're automatically in that conversation.
Yes. Look, even at the greats, even at Katy, at North Shore, at Aledo, at Carthage, even at these teams where they've won tons of state championships, you're the quarterback for that team, you're on the list. And here's the thing, it sounds almost silly to say, but we already know how the stories of those players panned out. Mm-hmm. We don't know what's going to happen with Klubnik. We have no idea, and this is his, not even his senior year. So
did those guys win a state championship at Westlake?
All three of those guys, I believe.
No, Ehlinger
did not because they
lost
to
North Shore. Correct.
And then I don't believe Foles did either. Or Brees did. One of the two.
Brees definitely won. I think in '97. I'm not so sure about Foles.
Yeah, I think Brees did and Foles didn't, but he got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, David, it's like for Brees and Foles, like those are Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
Right.
So like, we know their story a little bit more.
So it may sound
Ehlinger, I don't see him playing quarterback in the NFL.
But I mean, think of how many 6th, 7th round guys have Gardner Minshew.
Well, and again, it may sound odd to
There we go,
compare.
Drew Brees, how about that?
It may sound
look at him.
It may
He looks
sound
exactly the
odd to compare, these guys to NFL Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
How big those pads were on
the old Texas Stadium, right?
Yep.
There he is, Drew Brees, Westlake legend.
No love for Nick Foles.
Not yet. They probably will.
Maybe later in the broadcast.
Yeah, they probably will. We'll see about Klubnik. I mean, he's only a junior. He's got a pretty solid chance of coming back to the state next year.
Right.
So, yeah.
Fox Sports Southwest must have said, hey, you got to win the state to get it on our screen or something.
It doesn't matter if you win the Super Bowl, only if you win state.
Let's see.
Chase Daniels for Carroll. Didn't he won a state championship for them, right? He was number one quarterback in the country at one point.
Dude, talk about guys made a living being a backup quarterback. What a guy. I saw some stat. He's made like $30,000 per pass in the NFL because he's only thrown like 100 in
Who's he
his
playing
career.
for now? The Lions?
I don't even know. We can probably Google that real quick.
All right, so a minute 12 here until halftime. Carroll's got one timeout. Obviously, they're going to have to go down the field quickly if they're going to want to score. Will, what do you think? You think they can get down there and score tied up for half?
Yeah, 3 words. Ewers to Boyd. It's already happened twice.
It's certainly worked thus far.
Yeah, I saw the game against Euless Trinity, and Boyd had 230-something yards in the first half.
Woo!
I don't.
That's a little bit.
That's a little bit.
That's a couple
yeah.
of yards.
Just a little bit.
Wow. That's Devontae Smith in the national championship a little bit. My goodness. Ewers dancing around, gets out.
I mean, Ewers got some wheels.
Absolutely.
Fast, kind of like Josh Allen. He's
Coming off a lower leg injury, too.
Wow. Hey, you got to do whatever you got to do in the state championship.
Mm-hmm.
Nicholas, I'm not familiar with Kamara Wheaton. So, can't really speak to that. I just looked him up. He's committed to Alabama, so I'm sure he can ball. I'm sure he's good.
If you're committed to Alabama, you're probably all right.
Yep. And LJ, are you referring to LJ Johnson at Cy Fair, or not sure who you're discussing?
Wide open.
Man.
That's Sampson there.
Yeah, Josh Dubb. Who gets the ball at halftime?
That's going to be Westlake.
Westlake.
Okay.
So Westlake, I mean, trying to hold on to what could be a really strong advantage here if they don't let Carroll score.
I think Southlake's got to put some points on the board right now.
Yes, they need to to put points.
They
on the
don't
board.
need to, but it would help.
Well, I mean,
I think.
Here we go.
Strong hand fighting.
That's a pass interference right there.
I would have to imagine.
There's a lot of going back and forth.
And no flag.
No flag thrown.
Interesting.
I'd be interested to see the replay here to see how much was hand fighting on.
He is holding on to that jersey.
That's defensive holding.
If you call that one on 3rd and goal, you got to call that one right there.
Yeah, that very easily could have been called pass interference.
It's almost like a ref just was not looking in the area at all.
Oh, man.
As Coach McDowell said earlier, there are 7 of those refs. How does nobody see that?
Yeah.
There's 7 of them out there.
Ooh,
hey,
man.
look, I mean, everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. It's all good.
Yeah, and for our live stream, I mean, just because it's going from us to YouTube, there's like about a 10-second delay, I believe.
Yeah, we apologize for that delay, but like we said, it's enough time to watch the play and then come back and see what we're talking about it. So pass incomplete there, out of bounds by Ewers.
Smart.
Makes it 3rd down. 29 seconds to play in the half.
And delaying my comments accordingly. Thank you, Rusty.
We appreciate that, Rusty.
That's smart.
We appreciate that.
I see you.
And we got 90 people watching now.
Hey-o.
Hopefully we could break that 100 mark. We'd love to break triple digits. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already.
Maybe Southlake's about to score and they want to see our reaction to it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just saying.
That's crazy. Westlake,
Turboff.
4 of 4.
Turboff, did they score right here?
I think so. I think maybe to Maryland, though.
But the way, just broke triple digits. Hey, last time it worked. Last time they called a timeout and then they scored.
That's true. Yeah,
that's true. So maybe they'll scoring.
This is like in basketball when somebody comes out of timeout and they throw an alley-oop. Maybe they want to go for the end zone.
Maybe
right out of timeout. I don't know if I would do that on 3rd down. On the 40, like if it was 2nd down, I might take a shot.
If I'm Carroll, there's no way I'm going for it on 4th here either. 30 seconds is enough for Westlake with 2 timeouts.
Yeah.
With 2 timeouts.
Well, certainly a field goal. Right?
Yeah.
Certainly enough to get in field goal range, and they're getting the ball after half.
Yeah,
I mean,
10, 14 points with the ball.
Yeah, you can't risk that swing.
Yes, to answer your question, Nick, Southlake does have a D1 level receiver. That is Brady Boyd, number 14. He is going to Minnesota. He's going to go row the boat with PJ Fleck. Row that boat.
All right, coming out of the timeout here. We've already had a touchdown called. How's the touchdown going to happen, Will?
I think
they got to convert first.
I feel it here. It's a passing touchdown. I don't know if it's to Maryland or to Boyd.
Okay, so a passing touchdown to Maryland or to Boyd. If you're right.
I'm challenging my inner Tony Romo right here.
Is it really going out on a limb there? Huh?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, guys,
and another timeout taken. Wait. Oh, okay. That by Westlake.
So does the timeout put some bad juju
on? I've got to see it first.
Blow it up, change everything.
All right, so we're taking the touchdown off the board then.
For now, yeah.
Okay, we're taking it off the board. Okay. Well, you're 2 for 2. Look, I'm not. You're the touchdown master right now.
I think this kind of changes Carroll's approach here because we mentioned that they did have 2 timeouts and 30 seconds might be too much on the clock. But if they run this play, now that Westlake only has one timeout,
possibly
that kind of brings that 4th down conversion. So maybe instead of getting the full 10 yards, you can get 5 to 6 yards and make it 4th and manageable.
Right, and it does depend on, obviously, what happens on 3rd down, right? If on 3rd down, it's a quick pass, but it's incomplete, and there's still,
look at that
20-something seconds on the clock.
11 in 7 seasons.
Remarkable.
That's pretty solid.
Did a good job
there,
I would say.
Yep. Very good job. There's some coaches that just do historically well. Argyle, we mentioned last night. Denton Ryan.
Touchdown or no?
Yes.
Yes.
To Boyd.
Boyd in the slot.
He's in the slot.
Yours drops back. He's going to
fire.
No
touchdown. Man.
But it's an interception.
There we go. Michael Taff.
Oski.
Oh, so that's an interception.
That is my boy right there.
Good.
Wow.
He had one. He had 2 in the game last year.
Now, the first on the podcast?
Yes, he was. He was on the podcast.
Oh, but there's a flag.
That's probably excessive celebration.
I don't know.
He is hot tonight.
Michael Taff, nice.
So a great interception by Michael Taff. The ball underthrown by Quinn Ewers.
You saying the ball was tipped?
Oh, possibly the ball was tipped. We haven't seen the replay. May have been tipped, but definitely didn't get to the receiver. So, maybe it was tipped, or maybe it was underthrown, whatever. It did not get to where his receiver was.
After
a play. Oh, an unnecessary roughness.
What is that?
Gonna wait and hear the call here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is still going to be
throwing up the Des X.
Is still going to be the Westlake ball with 20 seconds to play. I would imagine probably take a knee here. You're up 7. Andrew getting the ball. There's no reason to try and force anything. You only have, if you had all 3 timeouts, maybe you think about trying to get down, kick a field goal.
I really don't know.
But with 20 seconds, that's not a lot of time to play with.
I don't know if he's got momentum. I think they may put him in at wide receiver here.
Just see what happens. Well,
I think they're just going to run the ball.
They've got him at the wideout position.
Well, I mean, running the ball works.
If you run the ball,
see what you can get.
What if he scores? Great. If not,
well, what if he busts a big run or whatever, and then you can take a timeout? Yeah, you certainly open up those options. But tackled inbounds there, and that'll probably be the last play of the half.
I think so.
So less than 10 seconds now, and they're not in any urgency.
Shout out to Philip Christian. He's coming from Washington State.
And
Sheriff of Southlake.
That's going to be the end of the half.
Grapevine, not too far.
So at the
half,
half,
the refs, or this game would have never taken place.
At the half, it is Westlake 28, Southlake Carroll 21. We have got ourselves a great game. Westlake getting the ball first after half. This has lived up to the hype. Absolutely, it has. I think that this has been
finally
the best, absolutely the best game that we've watched
this
so far.
This has been the best game of really since 4A. The 1, 2, and 3A were all solid. 4A was blowouts. 5A's were blowouts. Katy beat Cedar Hill, very convincingly.
Into a pulp.
Yeah, absolutely dominated.
Pulp, yes, and Dodge Bowl so far is delivering. And
absolutely,
I'm here for it. And you're here for it, everybody watching.
Yeah,
thank you.
102 of you right now. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We've got great content coming out all the time here on the VYPE Media YouTube page. We thank you for watching us and joining us. Join us in the chat and hang out with us as we watch this incredible state championship game.
I told Peters to go ahead and give us a call once he's made that graphic. So I'm pretty sure we'll have him on here shortly.
Okay,
we'll have
fantastic.
Him on shortly. We'll put a graphic on and get some, hopefully, first half highlights from Tommy Yarish, our VYPEU Ambassador, boots on the ground at AT&T Stadium. And so, we'll probably just keep talking here for a little bit. We'll get the graphic up as well as some highlights as soon as they come in. So, Turbo, what are your thoughts?
First half thoughts.
First half thoughts is that Westlake is in control. 7 points up. after seeing that interception, and they didn't feel like they needed to score on that last drive there with 20 seconds left, and they're getting they're going to get to return the kick here. I think they're in control. I think Klubnik is playing better than we thought he would. Are we going to take a Steven
we got
Peters?
Steven Peters.
Take a Steven Peters call. Oh, we don't have any headphones for Turbo here.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe we do. I'll talk to Peters here. Steven, we got you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, I could barely hear you. Why can I barely hear Peters?
Can you hear me now?
That's not coming through. Hello?
Hello.
There you
Josh,
are.
do you read me?
I
we
gotcha.
What's
there
up,
we
Peters?
Are. How's it been? How's the atmosphere? How's the game?
Oh, it's electric, guys. It's obviously we're getting the best two teams in the state and the best game of the 5A and 6A game slate of games. So it's been electric for sure.
We were joking here that we've been waiting in the watch along for a good game, and we feel like maybe we're finally getting some delivery on that.
The jinx is over, guys. You actually made a half of a good game.
Well, we certainly hope so. We're thinking that the jinx is over because we got Will Turboff here, VYPEU Ambassador, chatting with us about the game. Steven, what have you seen thus far? Why is Westlake being able to perform so well at the moment?
I mean, they're just owning the line of scrimmage on the offensive side. Southlake cannot get anything going penetration-wise when it comes to getting to Klubnik or Miners. I mean, Miners on that first run just was patient on the outside and then just hit the turbo as soon as he saw daylight, and it was 75 yards to the house. I mean, Klubnik's playing exceptionally well. He's matching Ewers pass for pass. I mean, this class of 2022 QB showdown is definitely putting on a performance.
Yeah, they are certainly killing it tonight.
Yeah, no
Absolutely.
doubt. It seems like yours and Brady, that connection has been solid all time. But that's something that Josh Cook was talking about, the offensive line from Westlake really dominating. Westlake should get the ball at the second half. What are your thoughts on what we can expect from the second half of this game?
I think more of the same, to be honest, guys. I think we're going to see a lot of exceptional plays by the wide receivers, a lot of physicality on the outside, some questionable calls on the defensive penalty by Southlake in the end zone, and then the non-call on the deep pass to Maryland on the ensuing drive. But I think we're going to see a lot of the same. I expect Westlake to kind of eat the clock as much as possible, and then get Klubnik on some good throws that are timely and get some big chunk of yards. But I expect still it should be a pretty good finish.
And on the Southlake side, what do you got to do? You're coming out of halftime. Westlake's getting the ball. What's going to get you back in the game?
Defense. They've got to shore up whatever is ailing them right now in the middle of that defensive front. It's very similar to what happened last week against Duncanville. Duncanville just marched up and down the field and had all the momentum going into halftime. And then Southlake put the clamps down and held them out off the scoreboard. So they've got to do it again, I think, if they're going to pull this one out. Because, I mean, I tweeted it out before it happened. I imagine Westlake eating up a lot of clock to book in halftime with scores. And lo and behold, they eat up 5 minutes. And then get the turnover right before halftime, and they're looking at going up by 14 now because of that stand and score with a long drive.
So we got the stats up on the page that you made. Thanks for sending those over. Everything looks pretty similar, except there's one glaring difference, and that's the rushing attack. Do you think that goes back to the offensive line, or do you think Southlake? I mean, because yours is playing well so far, but how important do you think it is for them to get the run game going?
For Southlake?
Yes, for Southlake.
I mean, it's going to be highly important. I mean, Ewers, he can do it all if he needs to, but Owen Allen, and I think he's the guy that I kind of pegged as he needs to have another big game. And they've shut him down pretty much. They've had a couple of longer runs, not like too terribly long, but I think that what was it, 34 yards rushing or something like that. It's tough sledding against that Westlake front.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, going into the second half, who on both teams, who do you got pegged as the guy to watch?
Minors for Westlake. I think he's going to see a lot of action. Even the other running back who broke off the 38-yarder. I mean, I expect them to kind of go in tandem with Minors, getting a heavy dose of running action. And then for Southlake, I mean, I want to say Owen Allen, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be left at Ewers' feet to make the most plays, and probably going a lot over the top to Brady Boyd.
Well, fantastic. Steven, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll be able to
Real quick,
up.
Steven. Real quick, Steven. What's the atmosphere like at the game? Because as we joking, finally got a close game. How's the atmosphere over there? Finally, the fans are getting a good game that we can all watch.
All levels have fans, whether that's the suite or the top or all the bottom bowls have fans. They're socially distanced. They're loud. They're boisterous. I mean, Southlake fans are very notorious for tailgating, and they were sure enough tailgating before this game, 50 deep at one truck and everything like that with the grill going. So it's a raucous crowd, and you know every play, both sides are just on the edge of their seat, just ready to either applaud or jeer what they've seen.
Well, we're really enjoying it. We hope you're enjoying it. We'll catch back up with you after the game, and hopefully we've got a great finish to talk about post game.
Absolutely. I'm trying to go 4 for 4, so let's keep it going, chaps.
All right. That's Steven Peters. Thanks, Steven. Appreciate
Thanks, Steven.
it.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll chat with Steven again after the game. It's a real pleasure to have him on, and he's there at AT&T Stadium doing some good work for us. So we'll chat with him again after the game. I think we're going to take a quick break. We'll leave the stats up for a minute or two, and we'll take a quick break and be right back after that.
Yeah, we got some commenters with some good questions and stuff, and so we'll get to those leading into the third quarter.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. All right, we are back. We've got a couple of questions that we're going to go ahead and answer here as we're still about 7 minutes away from the second half kickoff. Ulysses Carr asks, how's Owen? He's played well. I mean, until that interception at the end, which I'm not really going to, so much put on him. They're trying to force the ball downfield, trying to score late into the half. He's played well. I mean, I've been impressed.
Was that Owen or Ewers?
What?
Yeah, you mean Ewers.
Oh, well, it says how's. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Classic mix-up.
Classic mix-up.
Ewers, I would say, is playing a solid game. I don't know if he's blowing everybody out of the water yet, but he's made some really good throws. He's keeping Southlake in this game, and so far, so good. That's all you can ask for, because Westlake is kind of dominating the line of scrimmage, and there you see right here, the yards per play averaging 4 more. Westlake is just playing a better game so far.
Yeah. Eddie asks, what's Riley Dodge's message to his players at the half? I mean, you're only down by 7. I know Westlake's getting the ball, potential for a 14-point swing, but you've got to be happy with how you've played. I mean, Carroll has not played bad at all.
Yeah, I think that this possession that Westlake is about to have is going to be the most important of the game so far.
Right.
I agree.
14-point swing, like you said. If they can get a stop here and tie it up, it'll be a game changer. So we'll see how that turns out.
What else you got, Francois?
We got another one here from Nicholas. Is Ewers worthy of being compared to Trevor Lawrence? Or is it kind of like Brock? I don't know who this person is. Vendehart? I don't know who that was and how hyped he was coming into his senior year. Guess we can just boil that down to, is Ewers worthy of the hype? And, I mean, again, Will is the only guy that's seen him here in person. What do you think? Is he worth the hype?
Yes, he's better than what you hear. I've said it so many times today, but the guy can just see something, and the ball is there in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So, yes, he's worth the hype. I can't predict the future. I can't tell you.
Well, you can. You've called 2 touchdowns.
Actually,
so
I
don't
can
be so
predict the
modest.
future, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see this matchup again next year.
Yeah, he's played great, honestly. I mean, he's been very, very good. And like I said, 1 interception near the end of right at the end of the half with like 20 seconds left. But again, they're trying to get the ball downfield. They're trying to score. So I'm not necessarily going to say that's his fault. We actually never saw the replay. We heard that ball might have been tipped. So if it was tipped, I mean, not necessarily his fault that the ball got intercepted, but he's played good up until now.
Philip Christian, he commented earlier. He said, "Thank you guys for doing this." I typed in the game. You found us on YouTube. So Philip, thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
R.I.P. to his uncle Daryl. He just passed on the 12th, and he graduated from Carroll and played football for Southlake Carroll.
Oh, man.
So, Philip, thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our condolences to you and your family.
Yeah.
And, one thing I'm figuring out from this chat and everything else, 2 very passionate fan bases.
Yeah, absolutely.
People love Texas high school football, but
Yes.
people in the Southlake community and the Westlake community so passionate about their football and very excited about this game.
Absolutely. And to the 167 now. Man, that viewership's going up. To all of you watching, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we sadly can't broadcast this game due to copyright issues, but we just wanted to sit and watch the game and hang out with each other and talk about the game, and we wanted a chance for some other people to do that with us. So, Like we said, throw your questions in the chat, and hopefully you're able to watch it and enjoy the ride along with us. So
we got a question from Noakes Hex.
Yeah.
Which offense is going to blow up in the second half? I'm going to say both of them.
Oh, yeah. What a bold prediction.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
really going out on a limb there.
I think that's the correct answer. I mean, this game thus far has kind of felt, I've kind of felt going through the first half, both offenses played very well, both defenses played very well. I've really felt like we've been nearing like a breaking point for both offenses to where the other defense is not going to be able to contain them. It really feels like Westlake is like they've been getting some big runs. They have, that setting up big pass plays, and it just feels like they're getting so close. And the same thing with Carroll, with Ewers back there. He's dropping back, and he's just not having enough time, just not getting enough protection. But it feels like those receivers are starting to get open quicker, and it feels like as we get into the second half, maybe some fatigue sets in, maybe some adjustments at halftime get made, and it feels like both offenses are kind of right on the breaking point of really just exploding.
Yeah, if Carroll can get Owen Allen going and blow up the rushing game, then I see Carroll winning this game because they're one factor away from really taking control. But like I said, Westlake has control right now.
Yes,
and getting the kickoff, possibly being ahead by 14, this one could be. They could shut the door in the third quarter here.
Yeah, undoubtedly. They certainly could come out with a big, big statement. You think we've talked about, and I certainly don't want to potentially jinx anything here, but we have seen in previous state championship games leading up to this that there have been those several, moments that make up a game. A lot of these one-sided games aren't one-sided from the beginning. They get near halftime or even to halftime close, and then a score, a turnover, a score. Like, just for instance, let's say Westlake scores here, and then on the ensuing Southlake possession, they get a turnover and a score. That would be a 21-point lead at that point.
Yep.
It's game on. Who knows what's going to happen at that point. But on the flip side, too, Southlake, they could come out, get a turnover, get a stop, get a quick score, and then, like we said, you're right locked back in that, tight battle for the rest of the game. And I think that's what we all want to see is a tight finish. But the opening part of the second half, I think the first 5 minutes here of the third quarter are going to be so important for both teams because Austin Westlake can seize just a ton of control in this game, but Carroll can just as easily put themselves right back into a position to where, it might be a coin toss as to who's going to win at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
If you're Southlake Carroll, Ulysses Carr just said, dude, if Owen Allen gets Carroll going, they're going to win in a landslide. That was the biggest disparity in the stats that we flashed in the second half. Carroll, 35 yards rushing in the first half.
Right.
It's not great. That just shows that they're really relying on Quinn Ewers a lot. And he's doing what he can to keep them in the game. But, yes, I agree. If they can take some of the pressure off of Ewers and get Owens going, then they should be in good shape.
Yeah.
Daniel Tidwell says, what has to happen for Carroll to get a stop?
Yep.
Stopping the run.
Well, yeah, I think stopping the run, and
100%.
Peters addressed it as well. Stephen Peters, talking to us at halftime, told us that the offensive line play by Westlake has really been the difference. So that goes tying into that, stopping the run. They've got to get pressure on the offensive line. In run support, they have got to get men rally to the ball quickly. They can't let yards after contact happen because that's been happening really on both sides of the ball in the running and passing games. You've got to tackle a guy once you have the opportunity. And then in pass plays, Carroll has got to get after the Westlake quarterback. They've got to force him to make an error because thus far they've gotten some pressure on him, but he has looked calm, cool, and collected.
I was about to say, every time they've gotten what little pressure they've had, he's been able to escape.
He either gets the ball out quickly or he runs for a gain.
He makes the right play.
Or he makes the right play. He's not having to throw the ball away. He's not throwing the ball into coverage. He's not taking sacks. He's doing a great job back there.
Yeah, both of these guys have extremely high completion rates, even with Ewers getting the interception. I know Klubnik was like 8 for 8 the last time I checked. I don't know if he's still 100%.
Yeah. Warren Peck, do you think Quinn Ewers deserves to be the 247 Sports #1 recruit, first QB #1 recruit since Vince Young? I'm not as big into the recruiting game, especially for 2022 yet, so I can't really answer that. But from a pure quarterback perspective, that's why people, I think, compare him to Trevor Lawrence. The hype that's coming out. Quinn Ewers can make all the throws. He can do everything. So whether #1 overall, I can't really answer that, but definitely very deserving to be one of the top recruits.
And as Will has said time and time and time again tonight, yes,
he makes things happen.
Yeah. I mean,
it's as simple as that.
He lives up to the hype. He is that guy, and he's playing great. Now let's also talk about though Klubnik on the other side.
Man, he's playing a great game.
He had a great game tonight. And in the biggest games, in the biggest moments, you want your big players to stand up and make plays. And that's what Klubnik has done all night.
I think on a big stage for Cade Klubnik, I think that a lot of people are going to say, man, he's going toe for toe and likely even beating Quinn Ewers. And if you want to talk about just pure recruits and does Quinn Ewers deserve to be the first 1.0 since Vince Young for 24/7, I think Cade Klubnik should be a 5-star too if we're going to get into that conversation of just these are two purely great
very good quarterbacks, absolutely.
Southlake Carroll kicks off.
We're underway.
You know what's interesting? Most of the games that we've seen, all the kickers were doing little pooch kicks down to about the 25 or 20-yard line. But Westlake and Carroll, they're kicking it all the way to the end zone. It's just a little bit different approach than what they're doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the Taj Dodge old school way and Riley just inherited from his dad, or I don't know. But there's some strategy behind it. Maybe they just think, hey, we want to kick it so Westlake can't get the ball into their playmakers. Let's just take them on the 25-yard line and play ball from there.
Well, I just want to, they just flashed this up. Time of possession within 2 seconds. Austin Westlake had the ball for 11:59 in the first, where Carroll had it for 12:01. So they're holding the ball for the exact same amount of time thus far. Yeah. Really incredible to see. We had a question here, Cody Griffith. What can Ewers do to get more time to throw the ball downfield? Honestly, I mean,
just keep doing what he's
be
doing.
more elusive.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's kind of on the offensive line to give him more time. But yeah, I mean, do more of what he's doing. I mean, he's been doing a good job of when he needs to buying time. I mean, really, the only time we saw him get sacked was at the end of the first half when they got to him.
And really, he should have taken the sack on that play where he ended up throwing the interception.
Right.
So I don't know if
bad
it's
bad
oh
angle.
my goodness!
And is he going to go all the way?
Is he?
Oh,
no, very
man.
close.
Cade Klubnik,
Man,
pure talent.
By the way,
those are 4 guys. They're bad
angles,
Bad
terrible angles. I have to ask: is it Klubnik? Is that the official?
He has never corrected me, and I believe our good friend Steven Peters also calls him Cade Klubnik.
Okay, well, I'll say Klubnik. I've been saying, to me, it looks like it would be Klubnik, but I will say Klubnik. There we go. We've gotten the official word.
Yeah. Let's see if
And
they can
this
score.
one's going to be a touchdown.
It is a touchdown.
Wow.
3 for 3.
Man, 3
I'll take
plays.
it.
3
My
plays scored.
goodness.
I think 3 for 4. I think I miscalled one.
That
of
is
them.
Jaden Greathouse from Klubnik.
The Great House.
Well, we talked about it.
Welcome to the Great House.
There was an
ladies and gentlemen.
opportunity here for Westlake to blow this game wide open. Now a 14-point lead.
Carroll has to respond.
Carroll has to respond here. This is where the game gets really dangerous for Carroll. If they don't respond here, I mean, it could get bad quick.
Yeah, and Great House now with another.
Oh, wait.
Whoa!
Did we miss something?
I think.
Oh, what?
I
Was there
think
another
we're-
ineligible?
Oh, it's a holding, maybe.
No,
No,
look how far downfield the
Westlake is
linemen are.
killing themselves with
Oh,
these ineligible men
man.
down the field.
So the touchdown wiped off the board, makes it 1st down and 15. And they're going to run it with Klubnik again. That was a designed run. Was that? I don't know. Had they run it with a designed
And
quarterback
another
run?
flag.
Another flag.
This game may never end.
Oh, my goodness. So
Also, Rusty, to answer your question, the blonde hair thing for Southlake Carroll is like a tradition that goes back decades at this point.
Yeah, if you see the clips with Riley Dodge in his championship, he does have pretty bad bleach blonde hair.
yes. So that right
I
there.
dig it, though. I
Yeah.
dig it.
That right there.
Very 2006 of
The
him.
next play, Austin Westlake has a false start. So now it is 1st and 20.
Oof.
Backing themselves up, just, really, really hurting themselves. And that ineligible
weird.
receiver has really hurt them.
Yeah, that's what, the 3rd time?
Yeah.
I think he's got a touch. No.
Oh, you almost called it.
I almost called it, and then I...
Oh, good stick right
Good,
there.
good tackle there. Good solid tackle. No yards after contact. That's going to be important here as players get tired, as the game goes on. Yards after contact are going to be very important for both teams.
Also, you're right, Rusty. Very weird. I agree.
Yes. Whenever this is the second half, 6A, Division 1 state championship, my mind goes to Friday Night Lights. They worked just as hard as we worked. They bled the way that we bled. They did 2-a-days like we did. All these guys have worked so hard. Let's see who can, this is why you do the off-season training camps and whatnot. So We'll see which teams. At this point, it's all about heart, I think. You know, both teams are playing well.
Yes.
They are very well coached. It's just, I think it's going to come down to who wants it more.
Yeah. Well, and right there, Westlake with the short pass gaining just a yard, so it brings up third down, huge third down early on here in the third quarter.
What can Westlake do to stop this Westlake offense, actually? It sounds like Westlake is stopping themselves. Maybe that's how Southlake stops them.
I think that's right. I think they're stopping themselves.
It looks like Carroll in the past, there might be a man coverage here, but they've been running a zone. It looks like they have a spy on Klubnik to help with it. So, yeah, see, they got that.
Oh, right there.
Great house
again. So that's something that we mentioned, you know, stopping this Westlake offense. Great house catches that ball 3 yards short of the first down on third down. You got to tackle him. You've got to make this tackle right here. You can't let him turn inside on you like that. You can't let him make you you cannot let him make you miss. And that's difficult. It's easier said than done. I understand that. But I mean, that's the way to stop them. You've got, as soon as they catch the ball, you've got to rally to the ball and get guys on the ground.
Yeah, we've talked about class 2022 a lot with the quarterbacks, but Jaden Greathouse is a sophomore.
Wow, and he's been playing great. Oh, what a strong run. And again, running through arm tackles. A big touchdown for Westlake. I don't see any flags. So I think that one's going to stand, and it is Gray Knack for.
Yeah, great design there with Miners and Knackford both in the backfield with Klubnik.
Yeah, strong run, power run, and Westlake gets the push that they need.
I think that shows a lot about Westlake right there. They score.
Right.
They have a penalty that brings them back. Then they have another penalty right after that.
Yeah, pushes them even further back.
But they still they march down the field. They convert that third down.
Exactly.
And I feel like I'm watching the Buckeyes defense in the Alabama game.
Hey, not yet.
I don't know.
Not quite yet.
Not yet.
I know Kate Klubnik is one of the biggest team players that I've met, but you have to think there's a part of him that's saying, wow, I've had 2 passing touchdowns taken back. He's like 8 for 9, 87 yards and a touchdown, and he's probably closer to 200 yards without those touchdowns.
He's played great.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, I think anybody that looks at the stats is doing themselves an injustice. You look at the stats of this game and you might say, oh, okay, this Klubnik kid, sure, but he only threw the ball 10 times or whatever. Mm-hmm. No. You watch this game film and he has a poise back there that, like we said, Ewers on the other side, number 1 rated quarterback, number 1 player in the country, okay, going in for the class of 2022, and Klubnik has looked no different. He's looked just as good, if not better, in this game. Just as poised, just as complete of a quarterback, being able to make the same reads and throws that Ewers is making on the other side.
Let's see how Carroll responds. Ewers looks like he's in the zone right there.
Well, and
looks a little sad.
Well, and having not touched the ball yet, I mean, I'm sure he is ready. He is ready to get things going and. For him to make a difference. Taking it back from 5 yards deep in the end zone, and that was a mistake.
Oh, my gosh.
Huge mistake.
Oh, Carroll.
Oh, man.
That
is number 4. That is Cinquay
Williams.
Cinquay.
One of those.
These names are awesome.
Great names.
Cinquay Williams taking it out. He fielded that ball 5 yards deep in the end zone, but wow, it's just a huge mistake getting only out to the 8-yard line. So, I mean, Southlake pinned deep and down 14. This is not what they needed, where they needed to start.
This has to be a quick drive right here just to get some momentum.
Absolutely. They've got to get out of the shadow of their own end zone here.
At this point, just one play at a time. If you're Carroll, do what you do that got you here.
Oh, great
one
fake
play
by
at a time,
Ewers.
get that first down,
yeah,
and let's see where it goes. Yep.
Ewers on the option. He kept it. Great fake with the ball. So, like I said, these first 5 minutes, they were going to be dangerous for Carroll. And so they're down 14, but they have a chance to respond. They can't let this game get out of hand from them. They're right here. They are, on the doorstep, and that's a false start.
That's got to be a false start.
So another 5 yards pushing them back.
It's a lot of laundry on that field.
Yeah. Yikes. And after Ewers had done a good job on the previous play, he gained, 8 or so yards. And
yeah, these offenses are killing themselves.
Yeah. And like we saw, Westlake was able to overcome their mistakes Can Carroll come in and overcome theirs? So push themselves back. They're in a 2nd and long situation, still inside their own 15-yard line.
Little stunt.
That's his second already.
With interception number 2. An incredible leaping catch. Looks like he tipped the ball to himself.
Oh my god!
No, he just snagged it with one hand.
Give me that ball.
Oh my goodness.
Check Twitter right now.
Wow.
It is going to be everywhere.
If you are not watching the game, you need to be on social media. Look out for that play.
That was
my gosh. And Willie, you've been hyping him up all game.
Yeah. When I found out that I was going to be doing the VYPE podcast, I called Michael and I said, I've got to have you on, man. He had just won the defensive MVP in the game last year, and I don't care what happens. He's going to win it in this one too.
Oh my goodness. An incredible performance by Michael Taft.
Here we go.
Another big run by the running back from Southlake Carroll. What do you got for us, Josh? Cody. Great. Oh, thank you, Cody. Great stream. We appreciate that, Cody. We hope you're.
Words,
hey,
man.
Look, this great stream is only great because of this great game we're watching. I hope you're watching it too, because this has just been an absolute treat. That's Zane Miners. That's who Peters was talking to us about. Was saying
that's right.
He's going to pop off here in the second half. And look, we talked about it. There's a turnover, and all of a sudden, Westlake can really bust this game wide open.
The door is.
Yep, it's getting
very close.
It's getting close. Man, what an athletic play.
Phenomenal.
Oh, my goodness.
Number 20, Zane Miners. VYPEU Ambassador Olivia Ramey got a great picture of him. That's the headline photo for one of our articles on Vibe.com, which you should go check out.
So thus
Stephen
far,
Peters does great work.
Michael Taft really coming in huge for the Westlake defense. Wow.
Man.
What an incredible play. Westlake now inside the Southlake 10. There's the handoff to Miners. He's fighting. Gets down to the 4-yard line. So a third down and goal here for Westlake, trying to go up 21 points here early in the third quarter.
Someone had a question earlier about which coach would feel comfortable up 3 scores.
Exactly.
I think we may find out right here.
We are finding out right now. Whew. Zane Myers committed to Yale.
Wow.
Michael Taft committed to Rice. So a really underrated recruit.
There goes Klubnik on the outside. Another one. Another flag. Oh, my goodness.
This one, because when it was thrown, could be a defensive offsides.
Okay. Could be.
Okay.
So possibly ended up being a free play.
Yep.
And it was
Great
declined. So Klubnik goes in for the touchdown. A 20-point game right now before the PAT, and Klubnik is fired up. Wow.
That fat lady's starting to hum.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Not quite singing.
If I'm Southlake Carroll, I'm real worried right now. A 20-point game.
Momentum swing right there. Huge. Unbelievable.
And the kick just gets through. The snap was a little off, and the hold wasn't amazing, but the kick just goes through.
Doubling
it is
up.
a 21-point lead.
Unfortunately, Tommy did not get that play. I was going to see if we could throw it up, but did not get it.
Klubnik talking to Taft there. What a great relationship those guys
it'll be
have.
all over Twitter and social media later. What an incredible play by Michael Taft.
And we might have to make a little reaction video. There's a comment. It's like, hey, you should do a video. Do a video of just your reactions on some of the plays, especially with this one, because the other ones were not too exciting with our reactions.
Don't get me wrong. There were a lot of great plays in all of the other games that we did watch-alongs for, but a lot of those plays happen when it's the game's already over. I mean, this was a play that changed the course of the game. I think the only thing that I can think of that maybe is similar was the Denton Ryan strip at the 2-yard line last night.
Just such
a huge momentum swing. This interception by Michael Taft, same thing. Southlake trying to go down, make it a one-score game
Is
again.
that a DB or receiver who made that? Because, that was a sick catch.
There's a reason they line him up at wide receiver sometimes.
Yeah, I'd really like to see him get a receiving touchdown. I think that
definitely.
Let's just give him both the MVPs.
Well, he certainly made his mark in this game, and, I mean, he has really blown this wide open for Todd Dodge's Westlake group. 6:48 to play in the third quarter, and, I mean, there you go. I mean, we've played just at 5 minutes. Those were dangerous 5 minutes for Carroll, and it's a 21-point game now.
And Riley looks like he was mouthing off the referee
at
there.
all. Not happy at all. And you got to look. I love a coach that's fired up and willing to get involved with the referees, fighting for his guys. I love that.
I bet you he's trying to fire his team up too.
Absolutely.
When his guys see that, hey, he's willing to go to the ref. He's
right.
If the coach is willing to fight for his guys, then that motivates the players to fight for their coach and play harder. Look, let's see how Carroll responds. I mean, they were down early against Duncanville in the semifinals. They fought back and ended up coming on top in that game.
Yeah.
Now, Westlake isn't Duncanville, but and it's the state championship. We'll see.
Right. Cody Griffith says Southlake has to score on every drive from here on out. I absolutely agree.
Yep.
I absolutely
100%.
agree. They can't have any empty possessions, and on top of that, I mean, they're going to have to stop Westlake. I mean, that's obviously they're getting the ball. That's for next possession. That's the future's problem, and the defensive coordinator and the defensive staff and players are going to have to work that out.
Yep.
But, yeah, they've got to score on every single possession. If they don't score on every possession, then the game's going to be over probably.
I think it may be.
But also, if you're Southlake, you can't get all those points back. You just got to chip away. You got to chip away. You got to come up with that score.
You can't get 21 points on one play.
Exactly. You got to go down, as Coach McDowell was saying from Foster earlier.
Right. You got to stick to your plan.
You got to stick to your plan. You got to get that first touchdown.
Right.
Okay, great. And then defense, go out there and get your really first stop of the game. They haven't stopped Westlake.
Right.
So if you score here, get a stop, then you go back and score again, you're right back in this game. That's easier said than done.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
doubt. But don't count Southlake Carroll out now. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that because I picked them, which I did. Not looking great, but
told you I wasn't going against the coaches, Scott.
Yes.
Cody shoots back. Southlake has to have someone step up and make a big play to get going. Absolutely. And I mean, who else to make that play other than their quarterback?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's just. We were talking about this earlier that he's not going to end this game with crazy stats unless they put up 70 points again. Right. But he's made his case for offensive MVP.
Oh, man. Just an incredible game thus far. And, I mean, again, like the other games that we have seen that have become blowouts, and I'm not saying that's what this is, but like the other games that have become blowouts, they tend to, teeter on 2-3 big plays. That interception by Michael Taff, the biggest play of the game thus far. Huge. And then obviously on the offensive side, Klubnik playing out of his mind tonight. Hasn't done it in the most flashy way, but
there's something flashy about not being flashy.
Right, I haven't seen him make a mistake yet. Oh, get the ball on the ground.
No way. Oh,
they mark him down. I don't know if he was down. So
when you've got the replay, I think you might as well not call the ball dead.
I agree with you. I think you let that play. I'd really like to see the replay. The Southlake Carroll running back got just past the line of scrimmage, got 2 yards, and then was hit and was marked down and lost the ball, but marked down. And we're not even going to see a replay before they get to the next snap. That's Ewers going deep, and he
Landon Sampson there. He
finds
hasn't
Sampson.
found him. Yeah, not a lot.
That's
tonight.
a big play. That's a big chunk play, moving the ball down the field.
Right.
This is the way Carroll can get back into this game. Big chunk plays. You can get a lot of yards very quickly. So 21 points, not an insurmountable deficit right now for Carroll. Josh says this is good commentary. Shout out to you guys. Well, we really appreciate that,
Thank
Josh.
you, Josh.
Really appreciate that. You and the 170 people watching, that's Ewers just getting the ball away, and that is incomplete. Hits
Great
the ground.
effort there by Boyd, though.
Boyd diving, trying to get it, pleading his case.
Great reaction by the ref there, too.
Absolutely.
He was right on that. Nope. Yeah. I love that. It's like when you see an umpire.
Yeah, absolutely
hits the ground. Into a strikeout. That was awesome.
Absolutely hits the ground. Boyd pleading his case, but The ball did hit the ground, wasn't able to secure that catch.
Adam Merlick, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Adam.
What's up, man?
Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Got tons of great video content coming out here on the VYPE YouTube page. Second down. Ooh.
Oh,
Boyd can't hold on to that
he
one.
dropped it, and then a great
got
defensive play by
hit
Taft.
Yep.
Heard some footsteps.
Well, like you said, I mean, that's the defensive player of the game thus far.
And he is hot. He's talking to Brady.
I don't know if anybody's going to usurp that role tonight.
Also, thanks to Josh for saying, we know what we talk about. We had some actual coaches on the earlier streams.
Man, if you like this one, Josh, go back and watch this morning's stream as well as the 5A Division 2 stream between Crosby and Alito. We had Marshall head coach James William, Foster head coach Sean McDowell on with us, and you think we know what we're talking about? You need to go watch those guys. They know what they're talking about, coaching football
knowledge.
Absolutely. Here on third down, great tackling.
Fantastic the tackling by Westlake is just on another level.
It's been the difference. It's been the difference. And that, I believe, was Carter Barksdale, if I'm not wrong. That's been the difference. It has been Southlake has allowed, like I said earlier, yards after contact. Westlake had allowed that earlier. It's how they allowed Southlake to get down the field a couple of times. But recently, once you catch the ball, that's it. Big fourth down here. Looks like Southlake's going to go for it. And down 21 on plus side of the field, I tend to agree. It's not fourth and forever. It's fourth and about 4. I can't actually see the TV there.
Yeah, I think
fourth and 3.
I think that was one of those situations too. They're on Westlake's 41-yard line, I think. If he misses the tackle and gets the first down, great. But anyway, you're in 4-down territory if you're Southlake Carroll. You're down 21 points. They're doubling you up. You get a chance. It's okay.
First, Jonathan.
Jonathan Johnston in Brazil.
Glad to
Can't
bring you
follow
that.
the game.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got an international flavor.
Next, a very good question here. Because you never really know, right, how teams match up, even though they might have lost to the team they're playing now. Does Westlake fare as well right now if they were playing Duncanville?
Yes, this Westlake team is unstoppable. And
wow.
That's what I heard about Duncanville when I was in Arlington. People said there is no team that can beat Duncanville, and Duncanville had an okay game. I'll say that. They had an okay game against DeSoto, and there were a lot of holes in that team, and then they go out and lose to Carroll. So.
And I'll say that on Westlake's side, we all said here, we're all Houston natives, and we all said, no way they get past North Shore. North Shore is the real deal. They're the guys in Houston.
Yeah.
And sure enough, and I will say, North Shore played a tough game. That was a sloppy game from the North Shore side.
Yeah, probably the sloppiest they've played.
It took some right things to happen for Westlake to win.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, they did win, and they did get here. And so, look, if Will says it, I'm going to count it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'd like Josh to pull up the tape from the week before the Westlake North Shore game. Because
definitely.
Yeah.
And then, Cody, thanks for joining us from Georgia.
Oh, and
in West Virginia,
all across the world. How
Thank
about
you guys.
That?
Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead and throw it in the comments. Where are you watching from? There's a big screen. And he just had it open. A great play call.
This may change how recruiters see Quinn Ewers, because he's played a lot of teams that don't have great defenses,
and this is a chance to play a team with a great defense on a big stage. I mean. Look, not every game at Ohio State is going to be a championship game, but he is going to play big rivals. He is going to play Penn State and Michigan and Wisconsin, and he's going to play these big schools. And this is a big stage, the biggest stage he's ever played on, and it's not all on him. It's absolutely not all on him, but he is the quarterback, and thus far has not had much luck in this game getting things going. So Westlake takes over after that. And they look to extend the lead up 21 points with 5:16 left in the third.
How do you think Katie would do against Westlake? I would take Westlake.
I think I would take Westlake too, but man, would that be a fun game to watch.
That would be a fun game to watch. I think the big key, if that were to happen, is can Katie control the time of possession? Because the way that Katie plays,
can they still have that power run that they like to have?
Westlake defense.
Oh my goodness!
A huge hurdle there by
Knack 22 grade Knack 4. What a hurdle. Oh my goodness. Full speed hurdle. Landed.
Please show that again.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. And so Southlake, a Southlake player down. Looks like he's in a lot of pain. Oh, looks like maybe
gonna be able to,
a cramp or an ankle or something is what it looks like. Yikes, but what a play by NAC4.
Jonathan Unks watching all the way from northern Michigan, but
Thank
loves
you so
Texas
much.
high school football. So do we. Heck yeah.
Ulysses, first state championship game. He's a junior. Can't write off yours off yet. Talent undeniably. Absolutely. We've been saying that all night. Yeah. He's very talented. Just an observation. Maybe that's something that recruiters look at. But look, this game...
I mean, he's still going to have his pick of the litter.
Yes. This game does not do anything to hurt his legacy, does not do anything to hurt his status as a top recruit. And honestly, like I said, this is not all on him. I mean... He doesn't play defense. There's a whole half of the game he doesn't play. And right now, that's where they're getting beat is on defense. This Westlake offense is just having their way. Bad angles again. Yeah, as Miners just runs past him.
I think I should clear up what I said about Ewers a few minutes ago. I don't think that recruiters are going to say, man, this guy is just not good and he's a 3 or 4 star. No. He is still probably the best quarterback in the nation, no matter the class.
Right.
He's still amazing, but 1.0, which pretty much means this guy does not have any faults. I think that's going to be something that's looked into for sure.
I'm Sparky says, who do you think has better defense, Katy or Westlake? I mean, look, that's a really tough question. Westlake has obviously a great defense. They're holding a really talented Southlake offense. That's kind of the only reason I would be kind of tempted to say Westlake. But look, Katy played Cedar Hill great today, and they've had a great defense all season.
NFL playoff update, if you saw it in the chat already or not. Lamar Jackson just threw a 100-yard pick six.
Whoa! My goodness, we got big plays happening across the landscape of football as Klubnik finds his man. This is what we're talking about with Klubnik. He gets forced out of the pocket. He runs all the way to the sideline, to his near sideline, but he still has the wherewithal to look downfield and find a guy. And instead of stepping out and losing 2 yards, he gains 4 or 5. And even if his receiver drops that ball, he's not losing yards by running out of bounds and sets them up for a 3rd down and manageable, 3rd down and 2 here.
Yeah, and even if they don't convert, and I think they will, they're in great position for a field goal at about the 21-yard line.
Well, and there you go. Talk about converting. Already converted.
That's a good block.
Great block. Greathouse. And then again, Greathouse just getting past the first touch, getting those yards after contact. Huge difference in the game thus far. Gene Herman, did we say a Southlake player was down? There was. He got up. Looked like it may have been a cramp or something.
Number 97.
Something very minor. It was number 97. That is, get a name for you real quick. 97. That's Elijah Donani. Elijah Donani, number 97, the D lineman. Looked like it might have been a cramp or something. Did not look to be serious at all. We think no need to worry about that injury.
Here we go.
Klubnik taking it again.
Okay.
Look, he even gets like almost an extra yard.
Yeah.
Just
out of nothing right there.
He is fighting. He is clawing his way for yards right now.
Shout out to Marshall Louise in New York City.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oklahoma, but has a cousin in Southlake.
Man, we got 181 watching right now, close to 200. We would love to get 200. If you know anybody that loves football, whether it's high school football, any kind of football, tell them, come check out the stream, come watch the game with us. We really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. We got great video content coming out all the time. And we're having a good time watching the game with everybody.
Heck yeah, we are.
This has been a great game.
Hopefully you're having fun.
Hopefully you're having a good time watching the game. It's been all Westlake as of late, but they're putting on a show. There's a jump ball.
Just a tad underthrown.
Greathouse. He was going in for it.
He wanted it. He wanted it so bad.
Just reach over and go get it.
Oh, I'm Sparky brings up 3 KDISD state championships this fall, football, cheer, and volleyball. I tell you what, Seven Lakes volleyball team to remember forever. They were great.
Allie Batenhorse is the real deal.
They were great this year.
Yeah. Sure were. Allie Batenhorse. Who won cheer? Was it Seven Lakes?
I think Seven Lakes won cheer,
I don't know, yeah. Wow.
Seven Lakes won, and then
big
Katy.
fall season for KDISD.
Yes. Huge for KDISD.
Making Houston proud.
You know, we're
down here. Oh, they finally got to Kluge.
There's that stop that they were looking for.
Finally got to him. Now, so maybe you look at that play and you see maybe you find an answer.
It's still a 3-score game.
It is still a 3-score game, absolutely.
It's not 4. 4 is you're almost done. That's the nail in the coffin. 3, you're gonna have to go for 2
right
every single time.
Yes, but it's still a little more manageable. That's a great catch there. On a side note, with mouthpiece almost.
Josh asked, "How do y'all think Denton Ryan does in this 6A Division 1?" Honestly, I think that they could play well.
It's
good.
It's good.
So 45-21, the new score, with just about 2 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Look, Denton Ryan, I think they could play a lot of teams, and you brought up their contest with Geyer.
Yeah, Geyer made it to the 6A D2 state semis. They beat them.
Yeah.
A 5A team.
Right.
So that's when I say... we'll never know,
right?
But they could be playing in this game, or at least made it to the quarters or semis.
I think that they would be competitive. I'm not quite sure that they could hang with West.
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of it comes down to
I think they'd have
depth.
a better chance with Katie than Westlake.
Yes. Well, look here. Look, we said the exact same thing earlier, right? Could some teams have played with Katie? Sure. But was anybody going to beat Katie today?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Are there teams that could play with Westlake? Sure. I don't think anybody was beating Westlake tonight.
All right, well, coming to you on this because I figure you may know more of this than the other two because you've dealt with Westlake almost all season. How many seniors they got on that defense?
To be honest, I'm not too sure.
That's really been one of their highlights this year is their defense.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, last year they had a great defense too, so it seems like they're developing talent every single year. I know they're doing it on offense. I'm not so sure about defense. But they're definitely gonna have some holes at the defensive back position when Taft graduates.
Right. So Nico 8 God says, moving my family to the Austin area from Brooklyn, New York, looking at my 4-year-old son who will soon be a Westlake future star.
Oh man, we certainly hope so.
I think that brings up a really good point because similar to Katie, similar to Westlake, Carroll, all these really good football programs, these kids grow up wanting to play for that team.
Yeah,
everybody wants to be
of
Katie
Cade.
Tyler. Everybody wants to play for Southlake Carroll. Like that's in Westlake. And these coaches do such a good job of ingraining even just early systems and tendencies, all the way going down to the PE level.
To the middle school and junior high levels. Yeah,
absolutely. So that's great.
I got to fact check this, but NFL news: Lamar Jackson looks to be injured in the end zone right now.
I just saw that from
Trace
Nicholas
McSorley time.
Wow, that could be big news. Hate to see that too.
No,
you hate to see anybody get injured, but you especially hate to see such a talented guy like Lamar Jackson go down.
Yep.
A few weeks ago when he got injured, he's pretty resilient. We saw that.
It's true.
Coming back against the Browns, he came back.
Was it resilient or did he pull Paul Pierce? Like, we still don't know.
No, I just saw. I didn't see a replay, but I saw a picture of. Yeah, it looks like it's
bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Man, well,
oh wow.
Hopefully. It's live. Did he touch it?
That'll be a touchdown, won't it?
Is that touchback?
Well,
I think they're going to say that he didn't touch it.
So if he didn't touch it, then it would be a touchback. If he did touch it and it went out of bounds, then it's a safety. If it didn't go out of bounds, then it would be a touchdown. I would snap the ball quick here.
The replay game tonight has not been strong.
No, it is not. Look, especially with nothing to lose, man. If I'm Todd Dodge, I might want to have them have a look at this.
Because look at that. Owen Allen, over 2,000 yards rushing on the season, has 26 yards tonight. That's a credit to Westlake's defense.
But he's about to break the Carroll record single season.
Yeah, that's true. Very likely. Would be hard to imagine he doesn't.
And he's got about half of it right there, yeah. I'd like to say on the VYPE podcast this week, we predicted the final score of this game, and I don't think mine will hold up because it was 45-21 with Westlake winning.
No way.
Yeah.
You would need a very quiet fourth quarter to say
that. With these two teams, I don't think that's going to happen, although Carroll has not scored in this half.
No, they have not. Good point. And they're going to go deep here.
And
got him.
It's still a great catch by Boyd.
Nice. Great catch
Double
by Boyd.
covered.
Yep. And that's so hard to look that ball in and get it all the way to your arms and really have that focus and concentration. Great play by Boyd there. So Southlake, maybe they're moving. I mean, like we said, they're going to have to score on every possession.
That's a tight window he just threw that into. On the run, too. Back foot. I mean, well done.
Yeah. Good pass, good catch, both sides.
Yeah, Ewers will dearly miss Boyd.
Here's Ewers going deep again.
Yeah.
I don't know who he was throwing to there.
I think it was Maryland, but he just wasn't fast
there.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit too much on that one. So, like we said, Southlake, they're down 24. They're going to need to score on effectively every possession for the rest of the game. You know, I don't think if they don't get a touchdown here on this possession, I mean, it's probably game.
J-Dub.
Hey, Philip, I agree. Dallas Cowboys for life, baby.
Can we mute that mic a little longer? Oh, man. Hey, they're in better shape than the Texans.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
We're not talking about Texans. It hurts too much. See what he's got here.
Ewers
he was
evading and
hit
just
pretty
throwing
hard.
away.
Yikes.
And Ewers already, dealing with coming a few weeks off of an injury. So
Jonathan Johnston, thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Look, we don't think that we're, really able, because we're not doing anything that's, maybe play-by-play specific, so maybe not giving like the best coverage, but, we're doing our best. And like we said, we just wanted to provide a space to come and watch the game and kind of hang out and talk football. We
come hang out with us like we're watching football in the living room.
Absolutely. Where can you watch?
Thanks for the news. Tyler Huntley coming in.
Oh, wow. Oh, because McSorley's out. Oh, thank you so much. Mia Broyles, you can watch the actual game on Fox Sports Southwest.
Get the playoffs.
It's the only place that, and that's a false start.
Maybe.
They didn't. Should have blown it
He's
dead
going to get picked
earlier.
off. Oh. Almost.
There was a lot of chaos on there. What happened?
I'm pretty sure he shouldn't have run the play.
No, it should have been a false start, yeah. Aaron Friedman saying that we're very entertaining. We appreciate that, Aaron. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out.
Yep. On 71 there.
And look, again, they're coming with stunts from the defensive line, and just so much coming from this Westlake
interesting? Matt Malatesta
right
was talking about, because he called the game for the Cube, Westlake and
the
North
Westlake
Shore.
North Shore game.
He said that Westlake was doing a lot of stunts on the D-line that confused North Shore's offensive line.
You never know where your guy's coming from.
Yeah, they're blitzing guys from the safeties, from corners, doing their stunts and their twists. So it seems like Westlake's doing that very effectively again.
Right. Well, and here only bringing 3 guys on the line, little
great
screen,
open field tackle,
little screen pass tried to set up there by Carroll, and it just doesn't work because the Westlake defense reads the play so fast. They get downhill to the ball, and on that, I mean, trying to set up a screen just is not working.
So 4th and 14 here. They're obviously going to go for it.
Have to.
Is this touchdown or bust?
It has to be. I mean, they're deep on the plus side of the field.
Just try to convert first.
Yes, you've got to just try and convert. I'm not going for the end zone here. I'm going for the conversion. But look, they're already getting to Quinn Ewers. He has to throw the ball away. No chance.
Man,
they just can't. They can't
wow.
block.
That's
no
impressive.
Ability. And maybe this is something that as the game goes on, maybe should have been something that we could have seen coming. That over the course of the game, this Westlake defense, the pass rush in particular, was going to wear down the Carroll offensive line, was going to overpower them. And so we're about to start the fourth quarter, just 25 seconds left in the third. We're getting deep into this game. Football is a long game. We only play 12-minute quarters at the high school level, but that still being said, it's still a very long game, and physically it wears you down. And so when you're having to guard, defenders coming at you constantly, it takes a toll.
I'm going to give a shout out to my dad. He's watching the stream.
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Dad.
Let's give a shout out to
Greg.
Scott's dad.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's probably going to end the third quarter here.
It looks like that'll end the third quarter. And
kind of what we're talking about with the other blowouts from the other games. Let's see what Westlake's made of. Or, I'm sorry, Southlake is made of. Are they going to keep fighting? Or are they just going to lay over? If I had to guess, they're just going to keep fighting as much as they can.
Seeing Quinn Ewers tonight, he's still going 100%.
Yeah,
they're going to battle.
Yeah, he's still fighting, and he doesn't have a ton of help right now on the offensive line. Yuri says it would seem that Southlake doesn't have enough options to keep Westlake's defense honest, and I think that part of that is true, but the defense for Westlake is playing out of their mind tonight. This Southlake offense is fantastic. They're great. You've seen them in person.
I have.
And they're great.
And I thought, the only team that could stop them was Westlake, and credit to Duncanville, because Duncanville held them to 24 points last week.
Correct.
So, but I think Duncanville and Westlake may be the only teams in the state, maybe North Shore, that could hold them under 30. And that's really saying something. 30 is a lot.
Jonathan Angst says, does Westlake put up a fight against IMG, or is IMG too unfair? Well, IMG took Duncanville to the woodshed. I mean, that was not close.
IMG is a weird situation.
Todd Dodge would not be smart to schedule a game with IMG. I don't think anyone is. I don't think that's just. I don't think it's something that we should have.
It's not apples to apples. I mean, that's the thing.
These guys play football. You know, they don't do anything else.
You're not comparing to and they pick
like
from
college.
They pick from across the country and they get the best players. Look, do I think that they would win? No, probably not. But I mean, I think they could put up just as much as a fight as Duncanville would. So again. You never know. It's football. You'd never know who's going to win the game, and that's why you play the game. On any given day, maybe they catch them off guard. They get a bad game from IMG, and maybe Westlake could pull it off. But
what I see IMG as is if you put a Pro Bowl team against the best team in the NFL, who would win?
That's a great comparison. I like that.
Now, the only difference is that IMG has chemistry, and a Pro Bowl team probably wouldn't.
Right.
But... You know, guys are always coming and going from IMG. They have like mid-season transfers, so you never know.
There's another interesting question from Eddie. Any chance Southlake gets rid of Riley and goes after Todd in a return? No
way.
There's no way he leaves Westlake.
Yeah, he's not leaving Westlake. And look,
he's got a nice contract.
Look, Riley Dodge, this is his first state championship as a head coach. Let's not give.
I mean, it also depends on Riley's future. You know, what does he want to do? Does he want to potentially go up to the college ranks or see what he goes? I mean, he's a young guy.
But
young
also,
coach.
if he wants to stay at Southlake being his alma mater, and he's gotten them to the state championship.
Got a good thing going.
He's got this job. Both
those guys got a good thing going.
It would take a lot. Look, losing a championship in high school football is not ever going to get you fired. It's not ever going to get you replaced. Getting your team to a high school football championship here in Texas is
J-Dub throwing the down and distance on there.
Let's go, J-Dub. I saw that and I didn't know if that was too much to ask. J-Dub, the man, is killing it.
One last question from Josh. If Duncanville and North Shore play in this game, who you got? North Shore.
Yep.
They had 3 times.
I mean, because really, Westlake played a perfect game against North Shore.
Yes, and North Shore played very much not a perfect game against Westlake.
Correct. But, I mean, credit to Westlake. They still won. They made it, especially in that fourth quarter. When they were struggling, they found a way to win.
They struggled for that entire second half. Could not get anything going on offense. And then when they needed to on their final drive, they were able to get it. So I'm picking North Shore against every team other than Westlake.
Correct.
So I had a conversation with some people about Demetrius Davis and how this has affected his legacy. Losing before he even got to the state championship. Where do you rank him all time on Texas quarterbacks?
Man, he's really high up there. I mean, look, there goes Klubnik. He's gone.
This guy may be high up.
Klubnik! Wow! Oh my goodness!
Go. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown.
You've got to look at the performance by Klubnik tonight, and just. I feel like coming into the game, he had to have such a chip on his shoulder. Another flag.
That's probably excessive celebration.
It's got, hopefully, it's a
holding.
No. No. Man, it's coming back again.
Let's see that.
He was on the outside. Yeah, that's a hold.
It was a wide receiver, though, so.
Correct.
So it doesn't count. It shouldn't count.
But as I was saying, man, I think Klubnik had to come into this game with a chip on his shoulder, which is so weird. He led his team to a victory against North Shore, and he's coming into this game as the starting quarterback in the state championship, but he's facing off against the #1 guy in the nation. He's got to prove that he's just as good, and he has done that and more in this game. He has just proven so much in this game. I've been just so impressed with the way he's played.
Let's see what else.
There he goes again.
Still
gaining another 6.
Yeah, Westlake and Lake Travis is always a really good rivalry game in the Austin area whenever they play. Let's see. Any other? Yeah, keep it going in the comment section on this. Somebody brought up a good point. the high school salary isn't the same as you probably get in the college ranks if Riley Dodds.
Yeah, there was just a list that came out that we talked about on the VYPEU podcast. I think Todd makes $150,000 a year
at Westlake.
At Westlake.
That's a pretty penny.
And the highest paid coach in Texas, or at least that's been released, is the Lake Travis coach.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, getting bounced out in the first round of the playoffs.
160 something.
Wow.
That's
so
tough.
another big run there by Miners. He looks like he's limping a little bit, but just fighting right through that. And he's been great tonight. Picking it up with another first down. They're showing a shot right now. The Westlake offensive line. That offensive line, they might be the MVP of the Westlake team tonight.
Yeah, if you could give a co-offensive MVP, it would be Klubnik and the offensive line and Miners.
Right. If you could give a position group the MVP, they have played so well. They've done such a good job blocking for the run, such a good job of buying time for Klubnik.
Miners took a hard fall.
Took a hard hit into
an athletic trainer.
He hit I think that's the commercial guy. He's
got
the orange.
You got the orange. Yeah.
Probably the Fox Sports
big
commercial
fall,
guy.
but it looks like everybody's
he's okay.
It looks like everybody's okay.
Oh, you like that picture? My dad sent me that.
So apparently, Lamar Jackson is in the concussion protocol. So not good. Hopefully he's able to get better. So what are we? Got some sort of
something
timeout or
doesn't look like any charge timeouts.
Nope. Huh.
Injury timeout on the clock operator.
Possibly.
Just saying. Yeah, it's kind of like in the NFL or whatnot. It's always fun kind of going through these what-if scenarios. How would a North Shore do in this game? How would a Duncanville? How would a Denton Ryan match up in this, or Katy or whatnot? I mean, in a perfect world, we would love to get to see all these matchups, but that's also what kind of makes the debate so much fun.
Right. Well, and it's what makes this sport here in Texas so special is you get the Texas high school football playoffs lend themselves to those matchups. I mean, next year obviously it won't be the same teams, but next year we might get all of those matchups. You might get North Shore playing Duncanville. You might get North Shore playing Southlake Carroll or Westlake playing Duncanville or whatever.
Does anyone know who North Shore is starting next year at quarterback?
No clue.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. I know what.
Wide open.
Great house
again down at the 5.
Maybe we can talk about this during when Westlake probably scores again. But I want to. I'm just saying. I want to talk about Demetrius's legacy.
Absolutely.
Gunnar Stockton. I don't know if you guys heard this, but there's a 5-star out of, I believe, South Carolina. He was committed to the University of South Carolina. He's thinking about decommitting and committing to Auburn. He is class of 2022, though.
So also, but maybe before we talk about Demetrius's legacy, this is interesting. Eddie wants to know our opinions on next year's state champions from 4A to 6A.
Yes, I think 4A and 5A we can give a little bit better of an idea. 6A is a little bit tougher because you don't know who's going to go which way. Like Katy going D2 this year
was big for Katy.
Game changer.
Right.
And that's because Seven Lakes, another Katy ISD school, squeaked into the playoffs at that point, or else they were going to go D1. And the last couple of years, Katy has gone the D1 route. They faced North Shore and didn't fare so well. So that's the 6A D2 level is a little harder to guess. We can guess on D1, I think.
I think we may see these two teams again. I know I've said that before, but
especially junior quarterbacks.
Senior quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
I don't think these guys are going to decline. I know someone earlier in the broadcast said that there was a big name recruit years ago that had a decline. Yeah, but seeing both these guys and Ewers is playing somewhat hurt from what I've heard.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So he's not even 100%.
And again, it's not like he hasn't played bad.
Yeah.
He has not really made a ton of mistakes. He has not really made, any bad plays per se. It has not been his team's night. That's really been the difference. It has been Westlake and Klubnik's night.
Yeah, his worst play wasn't even an interception. It was on fourth down, and he threw the ball off of the wrong foot. And
he had 3 guys breathing down his throat.
Right.
But one of the interceptions was a crazy
just
play.
An unbelievable athletic play.
And his first interception didn't really count. It was at the end of the
at the end, he's trying to get the ball downfield. I agree. It doesn't really count. But Yeah, I mean, I think
I think a 4A, expect Carthage to be there.
Expect
again.
Carthage.
I mean, they've won, 8 out of the last 10 state championships or something
Carthage.
like that. Carthage. Argyle, potentially. That was a pretty senior-heavy team, so I don't know who I would pick in 4A D1.
Yeah,
There's not many 4A schools in the Houston area.
Yeah, and we're Houston-based, so we typically tend to be more focused on the 5A, 6A teams, just because that's what we get here.
You'll find the 4A schools out in your East Texas in particular, that your Carthages, your Gilmers will be in the mix there. Who did Argyle play again? Lindale.
They
played Lindale, yeah.
Right.
I mean, Lindale wasn't, or even like a Hill Country team, one of those 4A schools. So, Argyle, though, they got a good program, so potentially Argyle again.
Maybe.
At 5A, Cedar
Aledo.
Park. I like Cedar Park. Definitely Aledo.
Aledo, 100%
Aledo will
Aledo
probably
first.
win D2.
100% Aledo.
Guys, I hate to say this, but the blowout curse is continuing.
But still, it's a really entertaining game.
Right. Yeah.
Josh, I'm angry at
5A,
you.
I say Aledo. Also, Fort Bend Marshall here in the Houston area.
Yeah, Fort Bend Marshall is
Coach
always
James Williams was with us for 2 days. He's fantastic. Runs a great program.
Does Crosby keep it up? Or
There's a
one
touchdown by Nakfor again. I mean, this Westlake team just does not stop. They've broken into the 50s.
Yeah, they've scored a lot of points.
It's a 30-point game
And
now.
there goes Will's perfect prediction.
I'm gonna have to send Gray a text after the game.
Sorry, Will. Man. But yeah, I mean, I think I agree with that. Aledo is they're a safe bet. They're a safe bet.
Aledo, Fort Bend Marshall, who lost to Aledo 3 years ago, and
Manville
2 years ago.
Manville is always a
Manville's
possibility
team.
at 5A.
I mean, Highland Park as well as Randy Smith. Is that his last? Their coach.
Their coach, yeah.
Yeah, the guy
and
who
I think
wears
they're
the-
retaining their quarterback, Braden Schrager. I
Yes.
think he's a junior.
Yeah, I mean, HP is one of those teams where it's like those guys literally play the same offense all the way through, and they'll play together all the way from the YMCA there on Preston Road all the way.
Yeah,
up
there's
through.
a picture of Schrager. I saw Klubnik and Schrager around the same time. Both of them, Klubnik with a Westlake jersey and Schrager with a Scots jersey at like 4 or 5 years old. So it's really cool to see
100%.
I'll tell you at the 6A level, who I'm going to be keeping my eye on, maybe as a dark horse, is going to be Bridgeland. Connor Weigman's going to be a
making
senior.
our friend Tommy Yorish happy.
Yeah.
Connor Weigman's going to be a senior. Like we talk about this, 2 senior quarterbacks in
We're
this
going to
game.
see him on Monday at the baseball softball photo shoot.
We are, and he's going to be a senior next year, and his stock is only rising. He is getting better and better.
I mean, he could be a guy that could commit to Texas. You know, he got that offer from
Possibly,
them,
yeah.
and now that yours is supposedly not going there anymore, TBD.
We never know.
He could go to the UT. I mean, I haven't heard. I think he's just soaking everything in. He was a guy who just exploded on the scene this year. So we'll see what happens with his recruitment. He's going to have a big summer in 7-on-7.
We were talking earlier about how the assistant coaches make the most difference in the recruiting process. Yep. Urban Meyer is picking some Ohio State assistants right now to join his squad in Jacksonville.
Right.
So that may affect Quinn's if he gets the quarterback's coach.
Exactly.
Right. So, 6A. I mean, 6A, there's so many good teams.
Yeah,
not only in the
6A
Houston area,
is
across the Metroplex, across the state.
There are the teams that we could name in 6A that are the always powers. Obviously, both of these 2 teams, Duncanville, North Shore, Katy,
Southlake.
These teams are powers. I mean, they always are. They're always around, and there's other teams that kind of fit that bill too. But it always seems, and usually it's at the D2 level, but it always seems every single year. There's some team that maybe you're not necessarily expecting.
Dawson.
And they
Dawson
play
this year.
They play a good team. I'm
some-
low on Dawson.
You're
I'm
not-
self-admittly biased, but I'm low on Dawson.
As a District
this year.
23 native, I have to give Dawson some credit. And Shadow Creek.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if next year is going to be it for Shadow Creek.
without
But
Brown.
I think Shadow Creek's losing a lot.
they are losing a lot, but as they spend more time in the 6A, they're going to get back up to that level because they were great at the 5A level. And I think that the staff that they have there has really developed some really good talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some great quarterbacks that are graduating this year. It's like that every year, but Drones may start next year at Baylor with Brewer transferring.
Maybe. There's a big play.
I mean, I feel like I know Baylor football fairly well. I don't think he'll start.
Who do they have?
So you got two guys in front of him, in particular, a guy named Gary Bohannon and Jacob Zeno. Zeno is the guy who came in a year and a half ago against Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship game, and I think he was one of those guys who just like didn't know what to do and was throwing the ball up and made plays. But Zeno, a lot of people are big on Zeno in the Baylor community. Obviously, Drones is super talented, especially if he stays healthy. But I mean, you got Bohannon, who was the number one player in Arkansas 2 or 3 years ago, came to Baylor. So he's going to have a lot of competition out there.
I'll be excited to see.
But the thing is that Baylor, all those guys, they've barely played. Yeah. So it's going to be a true open competition.
I'm excited to see what Drones can do at Baylor. I think he is typically I think, he's
got all the physical skills.
He has got the measurables that you can't teach. Yeah. He's got the height, he's got the build, he's got the strength. You can't teach that. But he's got it, and I think that if he, can learn, the right system, he could be a really great quarterback.
Yeah, and Baylor's got a new OC coming in. Larry Fedora, the old UNC coach, was there this last year. It didn't really work out too well, so he is gone. I forgot who they hired. They hired
someone from Tech, right?
I'll have to double check. I don't remember.
Maybe
off the top of my head here.
And then Demetrius Davis.
Okay.
Likely be getting a shot at Auburn.
Let's go back. We got to talk about the legacy here of Demetrius Davis.
If Demetrius Davis had won the state football championship this year,
right,
he would be 1-2 with Kyler Murray and potentially him.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. 100% agree with that.
Demetrius Davis lost 3 games his entire football career.
Yep.
He won 2 state championships. That Hail Mary was legendary.
Right.
So that's why I think he's probably arguably in the top 5.
Yeah.
Losing to Westlake, especially after the performance that Westlake is putting on, I don't think it hurts his legacy.
No, absolutely not.
It didn't help it. It could only help if he had won, but it definitely doesn't hurt it.
Kenny Hill, man, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Kenny Trill.
It's been a little while.
Yeah.
Hey, that's trademarked. You can't say that.
Kenny Trill. My bad.
Chase Daniel also on that list, as we were talking about earlier. Riley Dodge.
Yeah.
Some great
quarterbacks
names
to win state.
I mean, what do you think?
Southlake
Do you think he's in the top 5 of Texas high school football?
Yes. I mean, I think if you're going to lose to anyone and it's not in the state championship, it's got to be Westlake.
Oh, what a catch.
Wow. Maryland.
Wow.
25.
What a catch. Just skied up and got it.
And it took about 4 guys to tackle him.
Eddie brings up Graham Harrell. I mean, that's a good argument.
That's a great call
for a guy that goes down as one of the best in the state history of high school football.
Where'd he go?
Graham Harrell?
Yeah.
Texas Tech.
No, in high school.
Oh, in high school. Oh, I thought you were saying where did he go?
I knew he went Ennis.
Ennis, yeah.
Went to Ennis. Oh, let's do this. Greatest.
But look, here's the thing. Whoa! He was about to get away, and they got him a huge sack.
Oh.
Well, maybe a horse collar?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. It looked like he grabbed
They could have gotten him without it, I think.
Well, it looked like they grabbed the jersey. It didn't look like it was a horse collar, but...
Okay, so this is Max Preps, top 25 quarterbacks. I believe
this is an old list, though.
This was updated in October 19th of 2020.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So...
Before I checked.
So they are going to... face mask is what they're going to call.
Number 1, Drew Brees.
One championship.
Look, here's the thing.
He went 28-0-1.
Here, look, this is what I'm going to say. Before you drop it into this, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
At this point, until somebody can match the state championships, Kyler Murray is number 1. Nobody touches it.
Well, on this list, Kyler Murray's number 5. Number 6, excuse me.
No. See,
who's ahead of him?
Can't get it.
Graham
Harrell?
Harrell?
Can't get on that.
42-0.
Like, what do you do with that? What do you do with that? He went 42-0.
42-0.
And not only that, but he backed it up. He went 42-0, won the Heisman Trophy, was the first overall pick in the NFL draft.
Maybe I'll just play baseball.
Oh yeah, maybe I'll be a top 10 pick in the MLB.
Right.
He was, and he turned the money down. He had to give it back.
Bar none, best in the state history.
All right, so this is kind of ridiculous. You ready? You got Sammy Baugh.
Who?
Okay, that's respectable.
1933, Sweetwater High School.
Again, I say who?
Sammy Ball's a big
I feel like
name.
anything
and maybe I'm not cultured enough, but I've never heard that name in my life.
The next 2 guys are like pre-World War II as well, so like maybe that should be a different category. You have Bobby Lane from Highland Park, 1944. You have Y.A. Tittle of Marshall.
Oh,
what a catch.
Maryland over
there you
Taft
go.
there.
What a catch.
I think he lost his defensive MVP.
Well, I don't know about that, but that's just
kidding.
an incredible play. Wow.
Yeah.
Gets behind the defender. Little bit of a push off, maybe.
He got mossed.
Just a little bit, but yeah, goes up. Great hands. Comes down.
You can put that on a poster.
Absolutely.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a picture in my house.
Yeah, I
of
think
the one-handed catch by Taft.
that list is a little
let's
suspect.
continue.
Suspect list here.
Before Kyler Murray is actually Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
No. No.
He deserves to be on the
I
list.
think they
don't know
say
about
that because
high.
Patrick Mahomes had
I
a better
think you have to
pro career so
wonder
far.
if some of this is taking in their NFL careers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or,
Drew Brees,
or college even.
Y.A. Tittle, Patrick Mahomes, all great, NFL,
Right.
Football legends.
Right. But if we're talking purely Texas high school football legacy,
Okay.
no.
See who else is on this list. Yeah, no, for sure. Davey O'Brien is on this list from Woodrow Wilson High School in Dallas. Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
Vince Young
Yeah.
Yep.
is number 10. So that's the top 10. Baker Mayfield is 11. Ty Detmer
Yeah.
is number 12.
Heisman winner.
Heisman winner, that's right.
Several Heisman winners.
Tommy Kramer, Johnny Manziel,
Yep.
Case Keenum.
Johnny Manziel was a 3-star, wasn't he?
Yeah. Not super highly recruited.
Yeah, that's because he played a 4A at that
Yeah.
time.
Played
This
it
is
a
why I
smaller.
say I think the college and pro
Yeah.
careers are
Right.
definitely influencing these rankings.
Robert Griffin III at Copper's Cove. Nick Foles is at 17. Colt McCoy. He went to Jim Ned. You know that? He just won this.
I
Did they
didn't
win
know
state?
that.
Wow. Well, there you go. Chase Daniel, Graham Harrell. Garrett Gilbert comes in at 21. Don Meredith, Andy Dalton.
Carroll is going for 2 here.
Yeah.
Well, anything. I mean, look.
Those are some great names on that list either
game's
way.
over. I mean, no way they're coming back from that. And Ewers just has to
Yeah,
throw
52 to 27. That may be our final.
It may be. I would imagine Westlake would want to kind of, just kind of run the ball, run that 4:25 off the clock, and go home.
If that is the final, because they went for 2, that's 1 point off of your at least difference in predictions.
So,
Hate
also,
to
I'm
hear
going to
it.
have to talk to Quinn Ewers. Just go for 1 next time, buddy.
That's funny. But point is, even just going down those lists, man, you have had some great.
There have been great quarterbacks that have played high school here in Texas. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Greats.
Yeah, throwing, for example, Andrew Luck on this list at number 9. Yeah, okay, so he threw for over 7,000 yards in high school, 2-time All-American, number 1 pick. Stratford didn't do much when he was there.
He was a big-name recruit, but Stratford has never been that,
Right.
Stratford's going to make the
Hey,
championship. They didn't even make the playoffs
At least
this year.
Stratford won the state championship, though.
Yeah.
They won the state championship, I believe, in 1976. My memory serves correct. You know who was on that team? The second head of the Pony Express, Jim Craig.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's the goalie for.
Get a fair check.
You're talking about
That's the goalie for USA Hockey. Who's that, James?
By the way, there's a lull in the action because there's a personal foul after the 2-point try on Westlake, so they were figuring all that out.
Pony Express. Craig James.
Craig James.
It was
We
Eric
just had the
Dickerson and
names.
Craig James. Yeah, Jimmy Craig.
Yeah.
I watched Miracle last night.
Oh,
Actually.
what a great film, by the way.
Great film.
What a great film.
Yeah.
Shout out 1980 U.S. Olympic gold medalists.
Right. James Craig went to Stratford High School and led Stratford to the state championship. So that's the only reason why I know that is because they're literally like across the street from where we're live streaming right
Talk
now.
more about some guys that, specifically one guy that graduated or will graduate this year, Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
He's going to Bama.
Yeah.
Is he going to get a shot ever?
Craig James. Thanks, Dad.
I don't know. I mean, look, here's the thing about Alabama, and they showed that this year, right? Mac Jones, right? There's a picture of him from when he first got into Alabama, and he looks like a scrawny little kid.
Yeah.
And you look at him now, and he's a giant. It looks like he looks like somehow he grew 10 feet.
Look at that mullet.
Which doesn't make any sense. He definitely didn't. But look, Mac Jones said, I'm going to go to Alabama to get better. I'm going to go and I'm going to learn from the best. I think that's what Jalen Milroe said. I'm going to go to Alabama. I'm going to learn from the best. And so, look, at the current moment, do I think he's going to play quarterback there? I don't know. But also, He's a senior in
It'll
high school.
It'll be a junior, senior year.
Exactly.
Bama,
but by the time he's a junior or senior, could he be competing for that job? Man, who knows? They develop players there better than anywhere else in the country.
I believe their quarterback this year, Bryce Young, is that his name?
Yeah.
I think he's a
Very
already
highly-
top 3
I mean, he's that
odds to win
5-star coming in.
Heisman.
You know, there's that picture of Matt Jones after Alabama won the national championship. You had Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa
All
in front
of
of
it,
him.
yeah.
Right.
And Matt Jones
Was able to learn from that.
He learned from that, and he wanted
Right.
to compete every
Exactly.
single day. And,
And
when
that-
it was his turn, you had a 5-star
Well,
freshman
and
come
that-
in, and he still beat him.
And that competition made him better. Him competing with Tagovailoa and competing with Jalen Hurts made him a better quarterback. He learned why they were starting over him, and then he got better. He learned what they did good, and then he got better. Onside kick attempt here from Carroll, and they might have got it.
They got it. Wow.
They did get it.
Good for them. Still fighting. I love it.
It's still fighting, still...
Brady Boyd. How about that?
It's still not... I mean, it's still a 25-point game.
Man,
Game's
it
out
is-
of reach at this point.
Game's out of reach.
I refuse to say that. Just for
I
the
barely
sake of
went
the
10
show,
yards.
Southlake Carroll is going to come back and win this game 53-52.
Hey, if they
What, you
come
don't want
back...
to jinx it or something?
If they come back and win this game, okay, it would be the greatest thing.
That's very close to not being 10 yards.
Oh, very close, very close.
Let's see.
Do we think-
I'm Sparky? I cannot pronounce that last
DJ
name. I'm not even gonna try, but
Ungalale.
Oh,
that-
the Clemson guy.
Yes.
Clemson guy.
Do you think he will do great at Clemson? I don't know if great's the right word. He's a very good quarterback. He proved that when they...
Oh, Michael Taff almost got his third.
But he might have almost got his third because of a pass interference, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, he was running free. I can't see that being an...
Any welcome to
defensive
Clemson
pass
in the
rush.
ACC.
But DJ Ungalale, look...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's yeah.
pretty
it wasn't-
bad.
Yeah.
When you're up by
clean.
30 points.
That's clean. That's clean. What are you talking about?
Ungalale proved that he's a good quarterback. He's young, so he's going to have to grow. Will he be amazing next year? Next year's going to be a growing pain year for him, I think. I think the next year.
I think a
is
good
when he could
example of
bust
this,
onto the scene.
Yeah, I think a good example would be Spencer Rattler.
Well,
at
and
OU.
really, exactly.
You know,
well,
it kind of made him take him.
and even
a
Trevor
lot of hype.
Lawrence. Even Trevor Lawrence in his freshman year, he had some games where he made some big mistakes. I mean,
Yeah, but he also did well, like in College Station. In one game.
he did not do well in College Station.
He won, didn't he?
They only won that game because of who
won.
was the backup at the time?
The guy transferred to Missouri.
Kelly Bryant.
Kelly Bryant. They only won that game because of Kelly Bryant. If Trevor Lawrence plays that entire game, they don't win. He was not having a good game that night.
Well, that was his first game ever, too. I mean, first game going
It was
to
his
Kyle
first game.
Field.
Well, it
is
was his
not-
first game playing, but he did it. You're correct. At the end of that season, he did start for the national championship and absolutely destroy Alabama. So, but I think that Trevor Lawrence is a different guy. He's a very special talent that we all recognize, incredibly special. I think Ungalale can be good. I mean, I think that he can be a good player.
Katie, what's happening right now is Southlake Carroll has the ball on the 20-yard line
of Westlake.
They
and
almost just
second
got a
and 10.
touchdown.
Did almost just get a touchdown.
Brady Boyd was out of bounds in the end zone.
Man, Southlake cannot run the ball on these guys.
No, they've had a really tough
They
time.
can't.
Well, and
Big shouts to Westlake.
And
defense.
Westlake has really just only been putting three down linemen. And then they've been bringing a fourth late, or even using that fourth to spy Ewers. So
kinda
they've done a
similar to
great
what-
job near the line of containing not just the run game, but Ewers as well.
Yeah, similar to what Den Ryan was able to do
Yeah.
last night.
Just control
with
the
three
line.
down linemen, they were able to control the line of scrimmage.
Right. Big advantage if you can control the line. And bigger advantage if you can control it with less people. That's
That's a
interference, I would have to imagine. Is there a flag?
Right?
Yep. Now, that did look like the ball could have been uncatchable. Well, could have been way over his head, but yeah, that was definitely holding.
How about Texas high school running backs?
Yeah. How about Seth Davis, sophomore for
Right.
Katie,
Yeah.
wins offensive MVP.
How about the, I can't remember his name, the El Campo running back?
Oh, Ruben Owens.
Yeah.
And,
Black Unicorn.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, he's great. He's only a sophomore, right?
No, I don't know. Is he 22 or 23?
I don't know.
I
should
can't
go
remember.
Check my VYPE magazine. I left it in the car, actually. We did a feature on him.
Who do y'all have Katy versus North Shore right now?
North Shore.
I think I'm on that train
I'm
too.
taking North Shore against anyone other than
Other than Westlake.
Other than Westlake,
Other
because
than
we just
Westlake.
saw it.
Yep.
And especially without Demetrius.
To be honest, if we put both teams at full health, I mean, somebody in the comments brought up Denver Harris got injured in that game. If both teams are at full strength,
I still think
North Shore Westlake is a toss-up to me every time.
Yeah.
I think they could play 10 games and they each win 5.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's such a good matchup.
Ruben Owens is the number 1 running back for the class of 2023. So, yeah, he's a sophomore.
Black Unicorn out of El Campo, the Rice Birds.
Yeah,
he's playing really well.
El Campo's just outside of the Houston area, one of the 4A schools. They had a pretty good season this year.
Yeah.
I think they...
Owen Allen with the touchdown. Speaking of running backs.
There we go.
Touchdown there by Southlake Carroll. Still fighting. You got to love that. I mean, you got to love these guys are still fighting. They're still, clawing, trying to get, themselves into this game. And yeah, look, they're down 19 points now with, less than 4 minutes to play, almost 3 minutes to play. It's over. But you got to love their resolve. Really still trying and fighting in this game. And I mean, what that says for the seniors. I mean, this is going to be their last game, and they want to go out as strong as they can. But also to everybody who's not a senior, getting yourself in the right mindset to come back next year and have a shot.
NFL update: Bills with the ball, up 14, 2.5 minutes left.
Wow. Looks like the Bills are going to do it. Bill's going to get it done.
Man, there are going to be so many tables broken tonight. There's so many tables broken.
Let's talk about the NFL because tomorrow, 3 out of the 4 quarterbacks, all from Texas, Drew Brees,
Patrick Mahomes,
Baker Mayfield, all from Texas.
Right, and Mahomes and Baker Mayfield squaring off against one another. Chiefs, Browns, the Browns. What a season the Browns have had.
You remember that Tech Oklahoma game a few years ago?
Exactly, that ridiculous game and
crazy.
Like 700 passing yards for Mahomes.
Ended up with 809, I think.
Right, and then Mayfield had 7 or 8 passing touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, it was just a crazy game.
All right, well, another onside kick coming.
Yeah, very likely.
I don't think they get this one. I don't know, because Westlake at this point is
just recover.
They're soaking in the win.
We don't want to pull a Houston Oilers here. Just recover and let's go. Houston Oilers, man. Remember when they collapsed at Buffalo?
Does Westlake start sweating a little bit if
they were actually yes, if they get the kick. Yes. Because there's 3 minutes left.
No. No, it's an 18-point game.
Big if.
It's a 3-possession game. No.
We'll see.
No, they're not. There's no way Southlake Carroll can score 3 times.
I think my favorite onside kick is when the kicker kicks it to himself.
Yeah, that's the best.
That's a good one.
That's the best. Great. When he kicks it and then he runs like alongside it and has to watch it until it gets in his arms.
Westlake got
I think Westlake got it. Yep. Westlake got it, but he bobbled it. He bobbled it.
That was close.
So there with
saw David sweat there for a minute.
I was not sweating. Absolutely not. It's a 3-possession game with 3:13. The game is over.
That'll do it. Yep.
The game is all sorts of over. I don't care if Carroll has the ball or not.
I guess David's never seen the greatest high school comeback that wasn't. Scott, do you know which game I'm talking about?
The greatest high school comeback that wasn't? This sounds like a game that was never a comeback.
So here's and you got to watch this. It's one of the greatest things you'll see. And I don't remember the teams. Someone in the chat.
Oh, are you talking about the Alabama one from this year?
No. So this was a high school game, and like I said, someone in the chat actually. Hold on, let me look this up real quick.
Okay, you look it up. Get back to us.
Really good
Westlake
stuff there.
is looking just to kind of close this out. Eddie Romine says Ennis versus Ryan. Don't know if he's talking about the same game you are, but he says Ennis versus Ryan. Less than 3 minutes to play now. Westlake just trying to grind out these last couple of minutes.
Yeah,
Woody, I do want to address this. Woody says, all blowouts this year, no exciting state titles. Woody, I have to come back and say the 2A and 3A state title games, all 4 of them were electric. Fantastic games. Try to next year especially watch every level because there are a lot of really good games, and maybe they're out of your radar at 2A and 3A, but not all of the games were blowouts this year.
I would not have guessed that.
Jump on here and John Tyler versus Plano East.
Okay.
Was the game. Let me give you a little bit of information.
Oh, give me that. Hit me with that information.
Also, this game was
1994.
Was very exciting for the most part.
for a
I don't know
long
if
time.
Will was alive in
So it
1994.
was 1994.
David wasn't alive in 1994. What is happening?
So it was 41-23 basically. I mean, it was Plano East. They basically recovered, I believe it was 3 onside kicks in a row and scored, take the lead with like 5 seconds left. They kicked it deep, and it was returned for a touchdown as the game expired.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
If anyone in the chat, or even you, David, if you've never seen it, there's a little kind of documentary about it, and definitely check it out. It's just amazing, amazing story just to watch.
Well,
especially because the commentators in that game, those commentators made that comeback just even more enjoyable to watch as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, I will address your point. This game was very close, especially at halftime. 7-point game at half, and even right after halftime. But Carroll got sucked into that dangerous 5 minutes that we talked about at halftime. We addressed that. The first 5 minutes of the second half were going to be really important for Carroll to not get down. And in those 5 minutes, they allowed a touchdown, went 14. They allowed an interception, allowed another touchdown. In those 5 minutes, they were then down 21 points. And at that point, the game was pretty much in hand.
And I hate to fault being too aggressive, but Riley Dodge was very quick to going for it on 4th down a lot of times.
Yeah.
Their punter was not out there very much, and I think that hurt them.
Interesting. Interesting take.
You don't play the field position game.
Yeah.
And
they could have pinned him back, and you know,
right. It can end up really biting you. And not only do you pin them back, you forced Westlake to drive longer. When you give them these short fields, and they had short fields a lot, and they only have to go 40 or 50 yards, that's a big advantage for Westlake.
Russell, you're absolutely right. Yep, those commentators that called that game did go on to star as the commentators in the movie
Varsity Blues. What a movie.
So we've got 2:24 left. Southlake Carroll just used their final timeout. They're about to get the ball back via punt, we would assume. I don't know why Westlake would do anything other than punt it right here. But down by 18 with 2:24. Yeah, I just don't, with no timeouts, I don't see no way.
I think that if they're as confident in their victory as you are in their victory, then you do go for it, because you don't put if you get the first down, you don't put the ball in Southlake's hands.
No,
again.
I punt the ball. I'm putting the ball.
Okay, it looks like
I think they're gonna. I think they need you as head coach.
Oh no, they do
Coach
not.
Whack.
No, they do not. Do not need. Oh, me or him?
You.
No, they do not. No, absolutely not.
Hey, J-Dub, have you heard of Garrett Landry from Leander?
Oh man, but they even still. I mean, that's a
delay a game.
Delay a game.
No?
I mean, well, maybe they want the space to punt. Maybe they want the 5 yards for space.
No, Hex. I'm not familiar with Garrett Landry from Leander.
Woody, when Westlake beat North Shore, we knew who was the new monster of Texas. I don't know about new monster, but certainly this year. I mean, certainly in this year, because here's the thing. North Shore's graduating a lot of their talent this year.
Davis
is a senior. Shadrack Banks is a senior. They still got great players coming back next year, make no mistake. But those are the two stars on offense, and they're both leaving. So they're going to have to replace specifically the quarterback position, I think, is just what is such a big deal.
Yeah, well, I think what's going to be North Shore's strength next year is their defense. Their
Absolutely,
defense is
yes.
pretty young this year.
Yeah, Denver Harris
But
is just
Denver
He's
Harris
great.
is
he only a
dude.
sophomore, right?
No, he's
gonna be a senior.
He's 22.
He's
Okay.
gonna be a senior.
So he'll be a senior.
That dude is legit.
Yeah, he's great.
He can play great defense.
So it's like I said, it's how do you replace Demetrius Davis? How do you replace the weapons, Charles King, Shadrack Banks?
Right.
It'll be. I mean, I think the O-line should still be pretty good. I know they're losing a couple of guys, but I mean, John Kay and Willie Gaston over there, they got a solid.
Such
program.
a great system that they bring in talent, and like I said, they develop it in that short amount of time that they have. So I don't know if
yeah. Who else are teams watching the Houston area? You mentioned North Shore as always, probably Katy again.
Katy again, yeah, absolutely.
Bridgeland is one of those teams to buy stock in. Who else you
Absolutely.
got your eye on?
Pearland and Pearland Dawson.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Whoever can take, I'm telling you, I watch a lot of District 23 football, so I am biased, but I think that district will improve just because Shadow Creek is.
And it's only becoming a more competitive district.
Yeah.
I mean, you have, listen, Alvin has been historically not very good. The A-Leaf schools have been not very good. But between Pearland, Dawson, Shadow Creek, and Strake, you got 4 talented teams.
And Strake has a new quarterback coming in.
Typically compete at a pretty high level with each other. I mean, that's a pretty competitive district.
Eddie, Alito, look for them to be in the hunt.
Yeah, that's more of the 5A level. We're kind of hitting on 6A at the moment.
Well, and I'll touch, he also says, are they not the best dynasty in Texas? They're in the conversation. Right now, it's them and Carthage, I think, are the conversation for the best dynasty right now.
Yes, 100%. It's I mean, I think you have, in the most recent years, you got to give the nod to Carthage, just because 8 out of the last 10 years, that's crazy town. Alito, 10 state championships since 1998, which is just nuts. As impressive.
The most in state history.
Correct. So, I think in terms of on a run, it's like, I don't even know what it's like. It's like Alito is kind of like the Bulls in the 90s. You got your runs, you might have a break in between, and then they rattle off. They won the last 3 state championships anymore. Right. So, I mean, they're the team that beats. Maybe Carthage is kind of like your Lakers of the 2000s. Just they're kind of running them off right now.
They're the
J-Dub just gave me a weird look. Is that a bad take?
They're the Bills of the early 90s, only they win.
Carthage, they won.
I mean, Spurs won just as many in the early 2000s as the Lakers. So
Showtime.
This is a really cool stat that they're showing.
Josh did not
They
like
have the
that.
1920 UIL championship.
The first UIL football championship between Cleburne and Houston Heights. It actually ended in a tie. There's a big sack fumble on Quinn Ewers, and that is recovered by Westlake. That's number 95.
Technically, that's 3 turnovers
Davis.
now on Quinn Ewers. We mentioned the first pick. Didn't matter. The second one was an incredible play.
And that one, he got swarmed.
The game's out of hand, but still, it's 3 turnovers. You can't.
Absolutely. Well, and that tells a whole lot of story of the game. 3 turnovers to none. It was the same thing in the Katy game, right?
Turnovers. Put up 34. North Shore put up 21. So
turnovers matter a lot. Turnovers matter a lot, especially in state championship games. So Westlake up 52-34. They're down, at the Southlake 20. So, really close. But I would imagine them to take some knees here. Carroll has no more timeouts, so they'll give it to Klubnik and let him take a couple knees. And Austin Westlake, they're gonna 6A Division I state champions.
Todd Dodge is back on top of the mountain.
And I gotta say this. I've said this for all of our streams.
Stays on top.
Yeah, back to back.
I've got to say this.
You're right. I'm back to back. Touche.
I've got to say this. I've said it for all of our streams. What a pleasure it is that we even got state championships. I did not think we were going to be here at the beginning of the season. I thought the season would probably get canceled in the middle. It did not. We were able to get here. No one here, I mean, certainly not me, would have guessed that Austin Westlake would be winning the 6A Division I state championship. You just
Some of us did.
You had a feeling. Well, you may have, but I did not. Had a feeling at the beginning of the season. I mean, look, North Shore looked unstoppable, and if anybody stopped them, it seemed like maybe it was going to be Duncanville. It did not seem like it was going to be one of these 2 teams, but like we've said, these 2 teams beat those 2 teams. They played for the state championship, and these 2 teams played their hearts out. Carroll, by no means, is a bad team. They played a great game. They had a bad run at the beginning of the second half, and that's what cost them the game. So the time is running down.
What a great moment right there. Yeah. Coach Todd Dodge just soaking it in with Cade Klubnik.
Yep, and I can't wait for them to show Todd Dodge probably hugging his son and getting to share that moment with him. Head coach against head coach, father against son. What an incredible moment. Austin Westlake, 6A Division I state champions, 52-34 over Southlake Carroll.
Congratulations, Westlake.
Congratulations, Austin Westlake. You absolutely earned this. Absolutely earned this. And there it is, father and son. Man.
Dad, I will not be going to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's funny. You're just like, well, that's it. But I mean, they're father and son. It's not like this is like the first or last time they
right. Yeah, they're going to talk again later. Yeah, wow. So what a moment for Austin Westlake, back on top of the high school football world here in Texas.
Title number 4 for
number 4 at the highest level in Texas. What a run for Westlake this year. They just showed it. Yes.
Oh, because I'm on the Wikipedia page and this says they only have 2.
Well, Wikipedia is wrong. or the
According to Michael
broadcast is
Scott,
wrong.
Wikipedia is best because you get information from everywhere.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
But what a
You're
great
probably
game.
right.
150 of you still watching. Thank you for joining us. We're going to hopefully get with Steven Peters here in just a moment, get his instant reactions from inside the stadium. You'll also have his instant reactions in article form at VYPE.com. Make sure to check out VYPE on YouTube later this evening or tomorrow. There you go.
Wow.
Make sure to check out that. VYPE Media on YouTube tomorrow for highlights of this game from Tommy Yarish. Thank you for joining us. This has been a real pleasure to get to do this stream with you guys, and we've really enjoyed it. I know Scott and myself have enjoyed it.
We had a blast. We hope you've had a good time, too.
Hope you've enjoyed it. And Will, thank you for joining us. It's been great to have you along.
I really appreciate you guys having me on. It's great to see a team that I love and I've covered throughout the year and have close friends on win back-to-back. So,
which interview are you going to try to get?
I will try to have Jaden Greathouse on. I think I've worn Cade out. I think I'm going to let him sit this one out. I'll have him back on.
Hey, why not go for Dodge?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Coach.
Yeah, we usually don't do coaches, but you never know.
Yeah, maybe you should get Coach.
And I think I have to bring Michael Taft back on.
Absolutely. We think he'll probably be defensive player of the game here. Eddie,
Yeah.
Oh.
This says that Westlake only had 2 UIL state football championships.
So there's
Someone gave some wrong.
Was there a disputed championship?
I don't know, maybe.
Just like how A&M, maybe they're just claiming national championships like A&M did.
Thank you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Eddie,
Thank you very much,
Eddie in the
really
chat.
appreciate that, man.
Will did do a good job. Let's get a round of applause for Will real quick. We got Steven Peters on the phone. Steven. Oh,
What's
shoot,
up,
I can't
guys?
hear him again, Josh.
I'm going to grab a headset real quick.
You got to turn headphones up. Steven,
Yeah, what's up, guys?
how was that finish?
I think we spoke too soon about a good game, right?
Hey, look, we had a good time. We had fun, and I think that's all that matters.
Exactly. That's all that matters. As long as you guys are having fun, then the world is your oyster.
That felt like a little bit of a different. I mean, look, it got away from Carroll there at the end, but it felt different than the other blowouts that we've had.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you never know how potent and how much that switch can flip for Carroll. But I mean, I think Westlake was just on another level tonight, to be honest.
Well, they were. We mentioned it earlier about the Katy game that a lot of teams maybe could play with them, but today nobody was touching them. Today nobody was going to beat Westlake.
Yeah, I mean, Klubnik, he outperformed Ewers. Miners had a great game. Maxper had a great complimentary role as well. They were on point on offense, and the defense just they made adjustments at halftime to make sure Brady Boyd wasn't going to burn them over the top. That running game was non-existent, and Ewers just looked pedestrian, to be honest, in the second half.
Absolutely. We talked a lot about, Ewers being so highly rated, highly touted as a recruit, but Klubnik being the one who came in today and really stole the show.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a 3-star. Not a 3-star. He's a 3-sport athlete. Excuse me. And he showcased his skills a couple times. He had a couple long runs called back on hold, but you saw that once he hit the edge, he could just burn the defense. And then he was money on his throws all game. He didn't look flustered. He wasn't throwing off his back foot, and he put the ball where he needed to put it.
Absolutely, and we just saw him receive the Offensive MVP award. We saw Michael Taft receive the Defensive MVP award.
How sick was that interception?
Second straight year.
Yeah, what was it like when he intercepted that ball with one hand?
Man, the Westlake, we're the press box is on the Westlake side, and they erupted. And I'm trying to be a little different on Twitter. I'm not saying the exact same thing as everybody. So I'm like, Jatavian Sanders, come see me, because it was a money reception or interception. He just went up there, snatched it. And as great as that play was by Taft, it was an equally bad decision by Ewers, because the game is still in the balance at that point.
Right.
And Taft just completely played underneath on that route, and Ewers went one look and tried throwing it over the top. And hats off to Taft for going up there and getting it. But I think it was just a culmination of bad decision and great athleticism.
Yeah.
Hey, Peters, Josh here. A way too early prediction time right now. Does Westlake get back next year? I mean, they've got some young, talented people that are still going to be not seniors, so not graduating. What do you think?
I mean, I can't say that I'm well versed in the talent pool that is Westlake, but a Todd Dodge team is never out of it. I think you obviously have Klubnik. You're losing minors. I think Taft is also a senior. But I mean, they're going to have talent, and like I said, you can't count Todd Dodge and that crazy mind that he has to get his teams ready to play and be competitive.
Well, and like you said, Klubnik coming back, you can't really say enough about having a senior quarterback, and now a senior quarterback that has a state championship.
Two state championships.
State championships.
Yeah, he won it last year in D2 and won it again this year in D1. And, I mean, they're going to be a tough out next year for sure, just like having Klubnik and the Mad Hatter that is Todd Dodge.
Yeah, earlier I was saying it's really interesting that, Ewers goes into this game as the top recruit in the country, and then Klubnik outplays him. And I got some heat on the broadcast for saying it may change the way that Ewers is recruited or thought of as a prospect. Wow. Do you think that Klubnik is going to be higher up on some of these lists now?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can see by the end of next year, Klubnik, if he performs the way he has, he has steadily improved from last year to this year, and he improved throughout this year as well. And if he makes another leap, he'll easily be a 5-star recruit. And, to talk about UT missing out on Ewers because of Herman and all that stuff, and Klubnik staying in Austin. I mean, that's going to be imperative. And it's going to make losing Ewers that less of a hit if Klubnik continues to improve.
Absolutely. Well,
one more question, Stephen. I don't know if you know this, because Southlake and Westlake were supposed to play week 1 of this year. Yep. Are they scheduled to play again next year?
I don't remember if they had the home and home, but it would be fun to see those two go at it again for sure. I'd have to do some research, but I'm pretty sure it was a one-off game in a neutral site here at Jerry World, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, they got their neutral site game at Jerry World played, and it was certainly all Westlake after the first half. That first half was very entertaining, but man, after halftime, the Westlake defense put the clamps in, and the offense just exploded.
Yeah, I mean, Southlake was playing desperate, and they made some bad decisions, and they just couldn't stop Westlake for anything. So, except for that one time with the field goal, and it pretty much put it out of reach at that point.
Right. Well, Stephen, thanks for joining us for all the watch-alongs. We've really appreciated it. I know you'll have your instant reaction article up on VYPE.com later this evening, so we appreciate all the work that you do. You killed the coverage this weekend.
It's now the official end of Texas high school football.
Don't say that.
2021.
No.
But we look forward to 2021 already.
Absolutely.
But most importantly, we did make it through this year.
Fellas. August 26th, we're in it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the start of next year, but really enjoyed celebrating the state championships with you. Stephen, thanks for coming on and give us your insight.
I appreciate it, guys. Have fun when it comes to the UIL state basketball.
Thanks, Stephen. We appreciate it. You have a good one.
Thanks, Stephen.
All right, man.
All right, that was Stephen Peters, VYPE DFW correspondent. He was there at the game. We also had VYPEU Ambassador Tommy Yarish at the game. Some highlights coming in from Tommy. Those will be up probably later this evening or tomorrow morning sometime on the VYPE YouTube page.
As quickly as we can.
As quickly as we can get them up. So be sure to check those out. Well, the viewership has kind of dropped here. We appreciate all of you who have continued to watch.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much. We've had a blast. Once again, Scotty T, David Francis, Will Turboff, VYPEU Ambassador. We've loved having him with us.
Love being on.
It's such a pleasure.
It's been a blast.
Thank you so much.
It's really been quite a night.
Guys, I've loved every minute of it.
And thank you, J-Dub, for producing.
J-Dub, thanks so much. Thanks for Matt and Josh coming on yesterday. Thanks for Coach Williams and Coach McDowell for coming in and joining us.
And the best boss ever, Shane, letting us
And the
do
best
this.
boss ever, Shane. Thanks for letting us do this, Shane. We really appreciate it.
Man,
we've had a blast. This has been
wild,
great.
just season in general. I
Absolutely.
would say. Crazy season. The fact, not to harp on it one more time, but the fact that we are here, it is officially in the books this season. Testament to all the players, coaches, administration from all the schools for making it happen.
Absolutely.
It's been a great,
lots of great work from a lot of people.
And once again, thanks for everyone for clicking in and listening to us.
Yeah.
I know we didn't get to show you the game, but thanks for joining us. And if you like what you saw, subscribe. We're gonna have more live shows of different varieties coming up. Next Friday we're doing a countdown and tip off for 2 local basketball teams. So tune in for more of our live streams.
We'll be doing the VYPE Locker Talk show on Tuesday.
Yeah,
this
check
week.
that out. I'm sure we'll have
around
wrap-ups of all the state games and talk about that and some other stuff that's coming up.
VYPE Baseball Softball Magazine will be coming out in the next few weeks. We have that photo shoot on Monday.
Yeah.
Soccer photo shoot on Wednesday. I mean, we're rocking and rolling here at VYPE Media, so if you want to be along with the journey and follow us as we cover high school sports, we appreciate y'all. Man, this has been a lot of fun. Thanks, everybody, one more time.
Yeah.
We're signing off here. It's been a long couple of days. For Scott, for David, for Will Turboff, VYPEU, producer J-Dub. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much.
And we'll see you at the games.